life with you. Let me say, sing, baby, since we've been together, ooh, loving you forever. So what I need, let me be the one you come running to. I'll never be untrue. Oh, baby, let's stay together, loving you weather, times are good and bad, happy or sad. Ooh, yeah. Well, the times are good and bad, happy or sad. Why people break up, oh, and turn around and make up? I just came to see you'd never do that to me, would you, baby? Being around you is all I see, is what I want to do. We ought to stay together, loving you weather, times are good and bad, happy or sad. Come on, let's stay together, loving you weather.
Hello, coded friends. Give me a 5x5 if you can hear my voice. I'm having a little bit of issue with my headset. My sound monitor. Very good. How's everybody doing tonight? Good to see you all here. Who do we got? Zach was the first one in. Zach and Butch. Blanche was in. First NTFG of the night. I thank you guys for catching on with that shit. Beautiful. Couple messages from me back to the crowd. Thank you for the 5x5. Zach Butch. Anthony Caruso is with us. Hold on, let me roll back here and put up Blanche Bowles' first NTFG of the night. Thank you very much. Mr. Caruso, it's been a minute. Where have you been hiding? Mr. Caruso says he is coming in from the train in Sydney. Great to see you back up. Yeah, I'm back again. I spent a little bit of time on Monday. Got up in the attic, fished a line down the wall, hooked into my line in on the internet, tapped into that, pulled wire up the wall, across the ceiling, which when I got up in the attic, I don't want to, I'm the kind of fool that will put my foot through the fucking ceiling. So I had to run out to the hardware store, got a couple sheets of plywood, ripped them in half down the length, made a little gangplank to walk down the attic in, pulled the wire, dropped it down the wall, put an outlet in, wrapped it up today just in time to have steaks on the barbecue. I noticed in the last live that I did that the roboting was, pretty annoying. So hopefully this will help now that I'm hardwired. If it doesn't, there's not much more I can do till I'm able to upgrade my service. I'm at the mercy of AT&T, who claims that they're installing fiber in my subdivision. So we'll see what happens. Taking the train in from Sydney. Nice, Anthony. When you get back to the house and settle down, if you want to jump on, drop me a message in the chat and I'll put the invite link up. I'm holding back on the invite link lately because of the roboting and the rest of the nonsense. Other voices just kind of compound the clogging of the pipe. And I have the local record setting set on StreamYard, but the roboting is still coming through, so I got to double check on that. Maybe call their desk. Blanche gave me a 5x5. Zach and Butch are giving me a 5x5. Blanche says hi to W124 and to Zach and Butch. W124 says she is doing well. You're a gentleman, W124. I can't be held responsible for the genders of avatars. Apologize. Yeah, NTFG is W124 Mercedes. We'll just go over this one more time just so that it's clear to people, because it is a term that I kind of invented. NTFG, not too fucking good, right? So you're at the store and you buy something and you give the dude a $20 bill, right? But he gives you back change as though you gave him a $50 bill. And you don't realize that, you put the money in your pocket, you get home, you count, later you count your money and you're like, I got more than I started with. Oh, not fucking good, right? That's not too fucking good. If you were, say, a teenage boy jumping a ramp on a bicycle and you don't come down on the seat, you come down on the crossbar, that's kind of, not too fucking good, So it has a variety of meanings depending on its context. It's like the Italian, forget about it, or even the Chinese, the character Wu has some 80 different meanings depending on its inflection in a sentence. So, every language has that shit that can drive you fucking crazy. But not too good. Not too good can be not too good, but not too good can be good, because it was not too good for somebody else, but good for you. That's the way that works. Mr. Caruso says, I'm celebrating that our good friend writes on, folded his spine in half and blocked me laughing all the way. Yes, I think you are the first and only to be blocked. I've kind of let him alone just because he is a minor skit player, but I'm glad you continued to engage the young boy and get your point where you got better of him. I always like that. Nick Volt's with us. Logan Sandman's with us. Yeah, no worries, Anthony. When you get back home, you settle down. If you can, you can. If you can't, you can't. The invite's open. Don't worry about it if you can't. Nobody I know of shut their stream down, Nick Volt. Hey, Nick, how's your boy SSUM369 doing? Are you still talking with him? Or did he have a tit-a-tat with you too? So I was going to, and I'll touch on a little bit of it today, but I'm going to hold what I was going to do today. I had planned to do this earlier in the day, but the whole wire pulling thing took a little longer than I thought it was going to. Give me a second. I got to grab my mousey. I have my mouse. Nick Volt says, I trolled again. Nick, were you trolling SSU-169 the whole time? It's pretty funny if you were, because you kind of had his confidence. So I was going to do a little bit on Princess Warrior Z, Zetetic Pathetic, and the cast of characters that are orbiting around him in the his now daily morning show. I believe he starts at 6 a.m. and goes to 9 a.m. Oh man, did he have a real on the okay, so there's a scale here of let's call it the lunacy scale, and normal would be in the middle, because I think it's kind a little on the not crazy side, but a little on the odd. Let's call it the scale of oddness. Okay, so the middle section would be normalcy. If you go to the right of it, higher intellect, socially, people who are higher up in the social stratosphere, money people, the Rockefellers, and everything in between that extreme and down to the normal people in the middle. I think that that end of the spectrum to the right of normal is, and I'm not using left and right in political terms there. Let's use north and south. We'll use a vertical axis. We don't get confused with politics. So the Rockefellers and the elites, the Carnegies, the old school blue money crowd would be up at north top of the axis. The middle section, is the normal people. And then the southern end of the section, the lower end of the section, you have Chille Decastro in there, right? And then way down the bottom, you have like a Cyrax. So somewhere below the middle norm, Chille Decastro falls in. And Jeremy DeWitt would be in there. I don't know on the weirdness scale or oddness scale if you would rank. Tell me in the chat who put a 1 in the chat if you think Jeremy DeWitt is weirder than Chille Decastro. So put a 1 in the chat if you think Jeremy DeWitt is more weird than Chille Decastro is. So on this scale, you have your Chille Decastro, your Jeremy DeWitt, you have, there's a cast of characters in between. And way down at the bottom of the scale, you have like a Cyrax, right? So this dude that called into Zetetic Warriors program is fucking weird, like Cyrax kind of weird. But I went and watched a couple of videos. He's got 5 or 6 videos he did recently, and then there's a 3-month gap where nothing was done, and then if you go 3 months back, there's other stuff in his archive. I only looked at the stuff that he did in the last couple of days. So this guy is weird, man, but he's not as weird as Cyrax, but he's nowhere near closer to the normal middle section like Chille Decastro. Chille Decastro is a pretty weird fucking guy, but he's not Cyrax weird. So this dude that called into Satanic Warriors program was kind of like the perfect blend of Chille Decastro and Cyrax. It was so fucking surreal. Like, this YouTube shit is starting to turn into a Fellini flick for me. It just, the weirdness is off the fucking map here. It's crazy weird. It was good stuff today, but I would benefit from a little sleep time and cut some clips so I'm not bogging my system down and I can present things a little more clear, a little more concise. And I was going to do the Satanic Warrior stuff today because Decastro's been kind of quiet and the whole delete lost clips reloaded, that mouthful of a fucking title, it's a flop, man. It's a fish on fucking dry land. There's nothing interesting about it. It stinks more than anything else. I mean, if it didn't stink so bad, nobody would probably pay attention to it. So Chille surprised us, though. Chille surprised us with a little talk on how the cops. Now, it's so fucking weird that the stalker himself, convicted, charged with, accused of, restraining order because of stalker, that guy. So, it's kind of weird that he would point the finger, but that's the way it goes, I guess. So we have Jeremy DeWitt as Jeremy DeWitt is slightly more normal than Chille Decastro. That's fucking crazy. He definitely seemed to get a little luckier than Decastro did. And as Blanche said, he managed to pull off imitating a police officer with a SO conviction, where you have to register yourself. Not only do you have to register yourself, but in Florida with an SO conviction, you got to register every car you own too. Like, they want to know as much as they can fucking know about you and what you're driving and where you're going, in case anybody goes missing. So let me bring up little Chilito's stalker video claim thing. And then we're going to get into a little bit of the first piece that Dummy Kruger did on Josie Maria. And the links, I believe Dummy Kruger has done 2 production pieces on Josie Maria. One is regarding Pennsylvania versus Mims, and the other slightly older video that Dummy Kruger did is regarding the ticket that Chille got, that he really has done a good job hiding from the viewing public. And if someone hadn't been on their toes and checked up on the first ticket Chille had received that day, where he went on to get a second ticket, and he was talking in his broadcast tonight, and I think he was actually making accusations that the ticket that he got for parking on the highway, that all that was forged documents, which, I mean, there are screenshots of it on Pacer, so forged it, put effort into it. If they did forge it, I don't think it's forged. And Dummy Kruger's not the kind of guy that gets the wool pulled over his eyes. So the links for those 2 videos are in the description box down below. If after we talk about what Mr. Decastro had to say, you want to go and visit the Dummy Kruger site and refresh your memory on the 2 pieces Dummy Kruger did. I would invite you to do that. They are not long pieces. I believe the Pennsylvania versus Mims is between 10 and 12 minutes. And the video, the pertinent video at Dummy Kruger entitled Chille has been hiding a traffic citation that wrecks his trifold. That video is only 17 minutes long, and it is from 2 months ago. The actual date, December 21, 2022, if you want to check that out after the broadcast. So let me get Chille's video from tonight loaded up. Let me get this removed. How am I sounding? Am I roboting at all? Are things a little bit better? Chille's little video here is entitled
So there's quite a few
Cops stalking people all over America. It's not stalking, Chille. It's investigative work. That's kind of what the cops do. They watch people who are known to involve themselves in criminal activities. I mean, there's people that get watched on a regular basis. I know people who do the watching. I know people who get watched. And I know both sides of the coin here. Because of the work I do, I'm kind of in it. It happens. So it's not stalking, Chille. It's stalking when you show up at your, I'm making air quotes here, girlfriend's dormitory and get yourself inside. You know, you pass the gate guard at the to get on campus by giving a false name. You know, that there's a red flag right there, Chille. Maybe you knew your name was on a list, you know, persona non grata, that kind of thing. So you gave a fake name, you got onto campus, and then you were found by campus security in the quote unquote girlfriend's dormitory, an all girls dormitory, by the way. So, you know, when it comes to the stalking thing, I guess we're in Ask an Expert territory. Chille Decastro. Here we go.
few things going on, but what I really want to talk about is I want to talk about the massive amount of people who are being stalked by police in this country. And Ego Checker, what's going on, my friend? Ego Checker is a friend of mine. And you know, Ego Checker, there are people who are being stalked. My friend Press with Rancor, the guy Scott Price in Pennsylvania, he's stalking people in Pennsylvania. In College Station, a friend of mine named Danny is being stalked down there, and the cops are stalking people all over the country. And so what I kind of wanted to know from you guys is, are you being stalked? And so I want to talk about this. I'm, to be honest with you, I'm not as prepared as I wanted to be.
All right, in my chat, if anyone feels they're being stalked by the police, please put a 1 in the chat. We'll figure out here, you know, because there is the old adage, birds of a feather flock together. So Chille's audience may be jam-packed, you know, with the kind of people that the police are watching. Deborah Rogers, Christy Roan. I don't think Eunice Lofty was really a guy who, you know, is a chronic lawbreaker, you know, misdemeanor lawbreaker. I think he was just a guy who, you know, got a little aggressive on the road and found himself in a bad situation. And then Chille got his hooks in him. Deborah Rogers thinks she has chronic problems with law enforcement, you know, mostly probably alleged pill popping that she does. Christy Roan, you know, these people don't have fucking clean hands. James Sheets, all that shit. All these fucking people. His name, what's his name? The screamy bitch in Michigan, in Muskogee, who got in Oklahoma. The Oklahoma guy. What the fuck was his name? The one whose wife got her order again. The cop was trying to grab him through the window of the truck, and he, you know, had his feet up against, he was across the seat with his feet up against the door and tried to kick the cop in the chest. You know, Dollarhide. Dollarhide's got a rap sheet fucking the length of your arm. All these people that get involved with Chille have criminal backgrounds. I'm not seeing any ones in my chat there, Chille. Looks like all the people getting followed by the police are over hanging out in your neck of the woods, bro.
For this because
that's not surprising.
Because I'm doing so many other things, and I was gone from morning until night today. I was with, and so how many other people out there are being tracked and stalked by a copper? How many people are being tracked? How many, you know, it's so funny because this happened to me one time when I was young. A cop was following me and bothering me. And I kept telling people, this cop is just following me and bothering me, and nobody could do anything about it, you know? And I've told this story millions of times because it was one of those moments where I thought to myself, if I can ever get retribution for this, I'm going to do it. And so there's so many people in America who are being stalked.
So, oh, nice freeze. This guy is so freezable. It's fucking hilarious. So this happened to Chille one time. One day, a cop followed him. We all know Chille. More than likely, it's because he's behaving like a fucking jackass. One day, one time. It's not stalking, Chille, but you're going to get revenge for it. Is this how you're getting revenge for it? By making a blanket accusation that all cops are stalkers? You got fucking Chille. You need some fucking couch time, man. Get a job that offers mental health benefits, Chille. Most of them do. Just get a fucking job with a paycheck and work long enough that your mental health benefits kick in. Go get some fucking couch time, dude. You need to work the shit out with a professional. You definitely need talk time, bro. You definitely need talk time. And a little medication wouldn't fucking hurt you. And just, you know, get a job, get a paycheck, get some mental health benefits, get your shit worked out. Because all the things you want to do, the transparency app, the getting rid of handcuffs, the overturning Pennsylvania versus Mims, that doesn't happen arguing with police on the street. That happens with legislative bodies that you have to lobby. And with the shit you're pulling in the last 2 months, nobody's going to want to be associated with you. No matter how good your ideas are, no one will want to be associated with you. Get a job, health benefits, get some fucking couch time, Chille. You got issues. You got issues you need to work out that you've had before you were a fucking teenager, dude.
And I'm thinking about setting up, you know, End Torture Cuffs is almost ready to go. DLZ Clips is up and going. As a matter of fact, I'm exporting for you now. I don't know if DLZ Clips is here, but if he's here, I'm exporting a video for you now with no music on it, just raw dog, just my cut. And then you could take that and cut that into clips, and we're just gonna keep on flying on DLZ Clips. So make sure you guys get over there and subscribe to DLZ Clips. So how many people here have been stalked by the police? Put a 1 in the chat if you felt like the police were following you before, if you felt like every time you left your house, it was this cop and then that.
Go ahead, put a one in the chat again if you think that you've been stalked by the cops. It's the Goodfellas scene with Ray Liotta all coked up in the fucking car watching the helicopter. Then the doctor throws him a handful of fucking Quaaludes to calm him down. The helicopter was following Ray Liotta, though. Put a one in the chat if you think you've ever been surveilled by the police. It's called surveillance work, Chille. It's stalking. Stalking's what you did when you showed up at your air quote girlfriend's dormitory.
That cop and then this cop. If you felt, and I just want to know how many people, because I'm getting, and if you are being stalked, I want you to contact me through my website, Delete Laws. There's a contact form on there. And so there's quite a few people who G. Whitney said they were stalked. KS4OFD was stalked. Justin was stalked. Tyrant Finder 3000 was stalked. Sebastian's been stalked. Jason Mathis has been stalked. There's no third party in the earpiece of the piggy to say, what are you doing right now? Oh, I was just checking up on Jay, on Curious, on Donald, on Jason, on Sebastian, on Deanna, on Archangel for Truth. What's up, Playboy?
There is someone talking to the police officer. We saw it when you got in the Walmart parking lot when the guy radioed that that there was a 1A auditor on the lot. You got all upset because he called you 1A auditor. It turned you into a cracky little bitch boy. They are talking to each other, Chille. You're just not aware of it. You're just not aware of it. And no one's telling the officer, oh, 1A auditor. We'll give him room and let him do what he needs to do. No one's fucking telling him that, Chille. There is somebody listening in. There's someone listening in and there's someone watching. It's what the body cams and the fucking radios are all about, Chille. Wake the fuck up.
And then Jeff Hates Pigs. I don't know where that guy is. And JMM Iron Man, what is going on, my friend? Good to see everybody. So, you know, it's this thing, and it wouldn't be something that I'd want to talk about unless I'm getting it in email after email after email that they're stalking me. And I got a story coming out tomorrow. I didn't have a lot of time. Yeah, so Jonathan Mazzelli said that he had to file a harassment complaint against the piggies who were stalking him. I believe it. I absolutely.
Jonathan Mazzelli or whatever his name is a fucking douchebag. I guarantee it. Jeff Hates Pigs is missing because, well, it's just a rumor, but, you know, it's a white powder rumor. Maybe locked up. Maybe locked up. And I see P. Rex over at Zetetic Warriors program. So the Chilleites are looking for entertainment elsewhere. That's why they're disappearing, Chillito.
Absolutely believe it. I was not set up at all before I got here, and so I'm trying to get set up as quickly as I can so that I can talk about this. Yeah, that's right. It's Chevy said it. You know, Chevy's right. You know, the other day when I was doing that, when I got pulled over by those cops in Apple Valley, none of the high school kids were filming, and it's almost like maybe they don't understand the level of oppression that we're living in, because none of them were filming the interaction. The coppers were there. They were, you guys saw how they were. And I was just like, you know, I watched that tape back, by the way. And, you know, I would say that I'm pretty mean to cops. I would say I'm pretty mean to them. Because, and I think it goes to exactly what I'm saying. You know, when I said how many people are being stalked, please put a 1 in the chat. Whether you're watching this video next week, next month, or next year, I need you to put a 1 in the chat if you feel like you're being stalked, and put 1-stalked. Or
the 1 signifies that. To look at that freeze frame again. Fuck, man. The 1 signifies you're being stalked, Chille. Don't make your fucking retarded listeners type out whole fucking words, because most of them can't fucking do that. You aren't mean to the cops, Chille. You're actually not. What you are is an arrogant, irritating douchebag That's completely different than being mean. You're not mean. At best, you're petty. You're mostly just an instigating douche, though. And that's not fucking mean, because no one's reacting as though you were being mean. They're reacting to you as though you're a fucking joke, like a crazy fucking person. That kind of fucking joke. Kind of joke you don't get to laugh about until they're off the scene and getting a cup of coffee and talking about the fucking crazy 1A auditor that showed up. You're not mean, Chille. Don't worry about being mean. Grow up a little bit. Act like a fucking adult once in a while.
Or if you felt like you have been stalked before, like the cops have targeted you and stalked you to harass you. And just so you know, I could put a 1 in the chat. I told this story before. I had a cop follow me around one time, wouldn't leave me alone, wouldn't get away from me, kept on harassing me. I was just a kid in my late teens, early 20s, and the cop would not leave me alone. And that was just one day, one afternoon, where a cop was just wouldn't let me go, wouldn't let me be. No matter where I went, a cop was following me around that day. It was horrible. And so thanks for joining, Matthew. I appreciate that.
Oh, fuck. I just thought about this. It might not have actually been a cop. It could have been the wrestling coach. Could have been the junior high wrestling coach in the police uniform that he kept in the back locker room, which is why Chille likes to normalize his childhood experiences by dressing up as a cop every once in a while, which she does fairly regularly.
But it's not just you. It's not just the 225 people in here now. I'm getting emails like crazy. And if you're being stalked by the cops, I need you to reach out to me. Send me an email. Let me know that you're being stalked by piggies too, because I want to know how many people are being stalked by cops. That's what I really want to know. So put a 1 in the chat just so I can see it. I'm going to put my glasses on real fast. Yeah, right there.
Holy fuck, this guy is desperate for listener interactions. He's asked the same fucking question to get the same fucking response 3 fucking times in, where are we at on the time marker here?
There, right there. So many people. Put a 1 in the chat if you've been. So Justice Berserker has been profiled.
I got this saved from the live. So I don't know, like 10 minutes. He's asked the same fucking question with the same feedback 3 fucking times. It's desperate for interactions. Desperate.
Filed, and then Madison Lee said you can stalk her anytime you want. Well, it doesn't go without humor.
Until you see Madison Lee, who has, no fucking teeth in her head.
But I was going to play some audio for you from 4 or 5 different people that I've had conversations with that told me long stories of them being stalked, of them, and so let me get into the next part of what I wanted to talk about, where people are being stalked. If you have a copper or his buddies or the state police are tagging off with the city police, who are tagging off with the municipal police, who are tagging off with the court police, who are tagging off with the U.S. Marshals, who are tagging off with this agency and that agency, and they all get together, the fraternal order police, and say, if you ever have to investigate me, make sure you don't see anything. And so I can't see what that says. Police cuffed my friend and put a plastic bag over his head. He was dead before he arrived at booking. It's
bullshit story.
First of all, I believe you 100%. It used
of course, Chille believes it because it fits his fucking bullshit narrative. Chille may have actually paid that guy to put that fucking comment in his chat room. May have. While I got this paused, let me just read this out real quick. I'm not going to post it up. Surrender Monkey says, hi, not going to be as active for a few days. My cousin died last week, and a friend from school passed last night. It's shitty because he was the nice cousin, but at least it wasn't me. We are but vapors, Surrender Monkey. Here today, gone tomorrow. Life as long as it feels is short. That is for sure. Sorry to hear that news, bro. My email address, codedfriend001@gmail.com. If you need anything, let me know. Not making promises. If I can help you, I will help you. If you need anything, let me know. If you need someone to talk to, well, we'll get in touch with each other. Very sad to hear that, bro. If everyone could in the chat room, for the next few days, show Surrender Monkey a little extra love, which I know you will do because our community rocks and my slice of the pie, the listeners who come here, you guys are fucking extra better than the rest of the pie. I got the better slice when I got you guys. So thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the community. And I thank you in advance for showing a little extra love toward Surrender Monkey for the next few days.
To be that when you would hear things like that, people would go, no way, that's just, you're lying. That's not possible. You're making things up. But the gentleman who just put that up, I believe you 100%. I interviewed lots of people in Lawrence County, in Ironton, Ohio, in Ashland, Kentucky. And you guys have heard, but another gentleman was killed in Ashland, Kentucky. And I want to bring his name up. I have his name in my text here. So I want to talk about this young man. This guy, he was taken away in Ashland, Kentucky, and he was perfectly healthy when he was taken away, and then after he was taken away, he died in police custody. And that gentleman's name, I have, just I have so many contacts about what's going on in Ashland, Kentucky right now. And I'm actually going to pull the video up. I want people to see this because this is really, really bad. They took a guy away, and I've actually got the link. So let me just pull it up here, because I just, my OCD and my ADHD and all of our personal problems that we have.
You see that smirk on his face? That motherfucker's always lying to you when he's got that smirk on his face. Tanny Super Necessary BS Detector, thank you for showing up. Thank you for saying hi. Good night, my love. Have a good sleep.
They spin me sometimes. And what it really spins me is emotions. And when people start to tell me about what happened to them and their loved one, it spins me. So I'm going to finish If You've Been Stalked, and then I'm going to pull this other video up of this guy being arrested and killed. So they arrested him, and then they killed him. Hey, Joe Cool's in the room, everybody. You Have Rights, Cops Have Duties is here. Lori, what's going on? How you doing? Rao, good to see you. So if you are being stalked, the only way that I could help you using the platform that we have together here is if you document that you're being stalked. So if you got coppers following you around and it's illegal to hold your phone up, then what you need to do is you need to make a video of yourself and explain where you are, what time of day it is, what roads you're on, where you're at. And I'm pointing the video at myself and I'm saying, right now I'm on Sterling Highway heading down toward K Beach, and there's a cop behind me and he's been following me for 5 minutes now. If I can sneak the phone up and get a video of the cop car following me, you want to get that. You don't want to give them a reason to pull you over. But if you don't document that you're being stalked and you don't document it properly, then even a person like myself who will gladly show your videos on my platform to how many people are here, then I can't help you. So I have several recordings on my phone from at least 4 people off the top of my head.
He's got several recordings from 4 people. He's been begging his listeners to send him videos and to record the police for since November-ish. So November, December, January, February, 4 months now. He's also been begging his listeners to go to the local town hall meetings, which, you know, we're in the beginning of the year. They should have been, those videos should have been filtering in by now. No one. People will kick up a couple bucks here and there when he does his bagathon, his e-griftathon shit. You know, they'll throw him a few dollars here and there. But ain't nobody blocking out a portion of their fucking day to go to a town hall meeting to get video for Chille. You don't really have any fucking support, Chille. You're talking to the fucking air. You're talking to cell phones that are scripted to tap into your lives and stick around for, you know, what, 15, 20 seconds. Then you pay a little extra to have it hit the like button. Your real people, your flesh and blood people are very fucking few, Chille, and they don't do anything to really fucking help you out. They're not collecting the data you need to get collected. And you're not welcome at a fucking town hall meeting, Chille, because you don't fucking live anywhere. You're a nomad in a fucking car. This is your number one problem, Chille. You are not a member of any fucking community anywhere. The closest thing you have to community membership is a fucking YouTube channel. And the people who are on your YouTube channel are probably financially in worse fucking shape than you are, and you're in pretty bad shape. They're probably in worse shape than you are when it comes to problems with law enforcement, and you yourself are in pretty fucking bad shape. I mean, we're going to reach a point in this conversation where you're blatantly denying tickets that there's video evidence were written and given to you. It's kind of fucking crazy, the delusion that you're embedded in, because you don't seem to fucking let go of it. We'll see if you can tell a little bit of truth today, Chillito.
That when I was driving back here, I was trying to find those recordings, and I have so many recordings. But I have 4 different people saying they're stalking me, they're following me. When I leave my work, there's a cop outside across the street. And I said, the same thing I'm saying to you now. Did you document that? And he said, oh, I took some pictures. And I said, that's not a documentary. A documentary is not you taking pictures of the cops stalking you. That is not a documentary. A documentary is when I go, there's a cop across the street from my job right now. I've seen a cop across the street every day for the past week. And this one's a city cop, and the license plate on that cop car is this. And then real quick, I'm going to get a shot of that cop car with my phone on video because I'm documenting, making a documentary.
Did you just get a ticket the other day for using your cell phone while you were driving your car, holding it in your hand against California law? Now you're encouraging your fucking dim-witted listeners to do it. You are trying to get people arrested, Chille. There's no fucking doubt about it. You can't get them to voluntarily make videos for you. So you're going to give them shitty advice so they get arrested, and then they're forced to fucking video the cops. Holy fuck. I think later in this video, too, he actually announces that he's planning to serve more, to engage in more federal fucking lawsuits. You can't manage the fucking shitty little workload you already created for yourself. Get people in trouble. Make more work for you. You ain't won a fucking thing yet. I mean, you might as well. Don't throw darts one at a time, Chille. Throw a handful of fucking darts. Maybe something will stick.
Now, people will say, oh, I can't hold the phone up. Okay, then don't. Hold it down here. Hold it down here. So this is down low below the steering wheel so the cops can't see it. And now I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to document myself. Now, if you document it properly, a guy like myself, there's other YouTubers who will also, or Instagrammers or TikTokers or Facebookers, people who have a platform that will share your video. I'll share your videos. If you
Did you see that super chat that went by? It said, Chille, you're the greatest. You're the tip of the spear. If this motherfucker's the tip of the spear, then he's the dullest spear tip that's ever been put on a fucking spear, because this bitch cannot penetrate anything. You have been in the fucking loser bubble from day one, bro. And you've not been able to break out of it. How dull is your fucking spear that you cannot break out of the loser bubble? All of your lifelong accomplishments, they're all lies. They're lies told from inside the loser bubble. But what do you say, Chille? You'll keep losing until you win. You'll just keep losing, bro.
You document the stalking of you properly, and you document it so you're explaining to the viewers what's happening. I'm in Whereverville, Pennsylvania, and I'm saying that this cop, his name is Morris. And then the other thing is, when I ask people what was the cop's name, I'm amazed that 95% of people will say, I don't know the cop's name. The guy that persecuted you and prosecuted you and tortured you. Thank you so much for the super chat, Matthew. I appreciate it. I have a light on front of my computer, so I can't even really see my screen. I've got this light here in front of the computer so you guys can see me. So I have it over my screen, so I can't really see sometimes. Chevy, thank you for the super chat. I did see it. Thank you, Matthew. I appreciate it. And you're welcome for the information. Thank you for the super chat. God bless you. I appreciate it. I'm spending just so you guys know, I'm spending every single dime I have right now on building up to make a real production, because, you know, the simple fact, as far as I'm concerned, is nothing great is easy or cheap or simple.
That's why you're the shittiest fucking thing going in the 1A community, dude. That you just gave the fucking reasons why you are the shittiest auditor in the 1A community. Because you ain't got money. You ain't got money, and you are a simpleton. You ain't got money, and you are a simpleton. And the crowd you're trying to grift off does not have money to fucking give to you. That's why you're going to stay in the fucking loser bubble for a long fucking time. You're being watched by the police. Does that surprise you? You got yourself on a fucking government watch list, you retard, because you're calling judges, you're calling high-ranking police officials fucking threats. Not just in your hometown, which is non-existent, all over the fucking United States. I'm surprised you haven't been bagged, tagged, and sold to the fucking butcher yet.
It's just not. You know, you want easy, simple, and great, go to the beach. 100%. It's almost 100%. As long as you don't have riffraff on the beach, that's going to mess you up as far as, you know, pollution or people. But if you, the way I've been building up for this, I've been telling you guys I'm building up for a presentation, constitutional law scholar. And there's just,
you're always building up for shit. The problem is you get high and you forget what you fucking said. And then the little bit of money you had allegedly goes, you know, up the fucking schnoz. Maybe if you weren't allegedly doing so many drugs, you would have a little more money left over to get some real fucking work. You know, but you, Chillito, you're going to lose till you win. You're going to lose.
just no point in doing something if you're not going to do it great. You know, that's how I became known on TikTok, because I built a big art installation. I'm doing something similar now. I'm just not showing everybody what it is yet until it's ready to be showed. So thank you. I appreciate the super chats. So I'm going to go back to this, and then I'm going to go right into the story of the guy in Ashland, Kentucky, because we're at 15 minutes in. So if you're being stalked by the police, I didn't ask you to take pictures of them. If you want to add pictures and then put it into your documentary, great. But what I'm asking you to do is to take a video of yourself talking and explaining to the audience what's going on, and let that video run. What are you saving it for? Why are you saving it? If you're driving down the road in fear that the local police department is stalking you, what are you saving data? You can WeTransfer that. Go to WeTransfer.com, drop that big file in, email it off to your other email address, and it's good for a week right there on WeTransfer. So if you've got some sizzling cooking inside video of the cops stalking you and harassing you, just go to WeTransfer.com and then you send it to me, or you send it to another person who will air your video. But first, you know, if that cop is following you for an hour, why aren't you talking for an hour? Cop's been behind me for an hour. I'm now in Wichita. I've been driving for an hour. The cops, I'm going to pull off here. You pull off and then you pull out again. Cop is still behind me. That's a story, but it's not real unless it's on video. We can't even get cops in trouble for murdering people half the time when we catch it on video. I need your story on video if you're being stalked. I need to see your face in the camera saying, I'm scared. I don't like this. I don't like being followed. The copper's been following me for 5 turns. I made a left to right, copper's still following me. I'm not Chille at Delete Laws because I would get my ass out of the car and say, what the hell do you want, copper? But if that's not your personality, you need to document it. And if you do step out of the car, make sure you don't get yourself killed. You think it's, I mean, it's just.
And if you do get out of the car, make sure you don't get yourself killed. Just the worst fucking sales pitch in the world. This is why no one does shit to help Chille out or to help propagate his fucking needs. You were doing a good job selling it. You were giving the reasons why you need to do it, blah, blah, blah. And then right at the fucking end, you do the fucking, but if you get out of the car, don't get yourself killed. And everybody at that point in time goes, oh, I'm not getting out of the fucking car. Get it? You blew your fucking sale right at the end of the pitch by letting them know their life would be in jeopardy if they got out of the fucking car. You're going to lose till you win, Chille. You're going to win. You call that loser bubble. You think like a loser. You act like a loser. And then you escape from your loserness by allegedly assisting your nasal passages with white powder. Frederick Torres asks in the chat, let me get to that. I am curious, were you personally involved in the Coded Friends app topic, or you just use the name? Coded Friends is a plurality. Coded Friend is a singularity. The .001 is there to reinforce the singular nature of it. Therefore, you know, they are identifiers of uniquely. Chille's Coded Friends is a group. I am Coded Friend, just one. So, no, I was not involved in that dog shit app. And I would never get involved with something so fucking lame. I did use Coded Friend .001 and set it, you know, uniquely as a singularity in order to put that in his face, to remind him that there are people here on YouTube who know he's a fucking flim-flam artist. I hope that answers your question, Patrick.
It's real. It's real. The people that we pay to protect and serve, I have an entire career dedicated to them, to the people who we pay to protect and serve.
Why is he acting so flamboyant? Well, I don't get the flamboyant flailing about on the verge of temper tantrics. Hey, Chille, you don't have a fucking career. Delete Laws is not a career. It's a fucking pipe dream. It literally is a pipe dream. So relax. You're not getting a paycheck. What you do is you skim money. That's what you fucking do. I'd like to see your tax return for money. I like douchebag is public information, so I can get it if I want it. I'd like to see yours. I doubt you filed one. You don't have a career. You don't have legitimate businesses. shells, and the shells fall into fucking administrative suspension because the fucking documentation, the filings, all that shit never gets fucking done. You don't have a career. You fucking playing. You playing like a 4-year-old in a fucking sandbox. That's what you playing at. And you don't have a career because of the cops. You're playing because you're on the fucking wrong side of the equation. And all you have to do is quit your bullshit, get a fucking honest job, and get on the right side of the equation. But your ego's too pumped up, and you don't have qualifications to do much except greet people at Walmart, maybe pick lumber at Lowe's or Home Depot, maybe, or flip fucking burgers at some fast food joint. And at 40 years old, you're not going to fucking do that because your ego won't fucking let you. So what do you have to do? This grift is all you got. But it's a grift. It's not a fucking career. And the police that you say are harassing, stalking, I say they're protecting my peace and safety. Because they're occupying the degenerates and arresting the criminals. And I will pay taxes every fucking year, happily, to have that done, not only on my behalf, but on behalf of my neighbors, of my community at large. Because there are a lot of fucking douchebags out there. There's people doing home and fucking kidnappings and sex trafficking and fucking drugs and the rest of the shit. Get the fucking, wake up, dumb fuck. It seems like you want to be on that side of the fucking equation. That's why you're griping at the fucking cops, because you can't make any money doing those illegal fucking things. I'll pay the police. I'll pay the police. And if they don't take your fucking ass up soon, I'll pay someone to come fucking get you on your warrant. That's not out of the fucking question. Why don't you come over to Atlanta, get a little closer to me in the South? Why don't you come over to Atlanta, the fucking bitching you're going to do about Atlanta later on in this broadcast? Why don't you come on over to the Atlanta way and get a little closer to me? I'll scoop you up in a fucking heartbeat.
You want to hear the dumbest thing? You want to hear the dumbest thing
Chille's about to top himself. We're going to hear a dumb thing
ever? Carlos Miller started Photography is Not a Crime 2006, 2007, somewhere in there. There's a lot of us who know each other from Photography is Not a Crime. And as we progressed forward, as we kept going forward, pretty soon, enough people were filming cops by 2010 that it was like, oh man, we really should have cameras on cops because the people filming cops are showing how bad it is. We should get cameras on cops. And you want to hear the dumbest thing ever? The dumbest thing ever? We went through the legislature to get cameras on cops. There's a company called Axom, A-X-O-N-O-M, A-X-O-M. They're one of the sponsors of Cop City in Atlanta. They're one of the contributors to Cop City. Axom body cams are. So why would Axom body cams be a contributor to Cop City, where they're trying to build a militarized army base for cops? That's what they're doing. That's what they're trying to do in Atlanta.
It's not a militarized army base. It's a training facility. And it's centralizing training because that is more cost effective. Why would Axion contribute to it? This is the dumbest thing. This is the dumbest thing you've ever heard. That the company who the police buy equipment from and enrich, right? They're making a profit. They ain't doing it at cost. I don't have a problem with people making a profit. So they kick back a portion of the profits to help the fucking police build their facility. It's called a give back. It happens in corporate America all the fucking time, Chille. It's not dumb. From Axion's perspective, it's a really fucking smart thing to do because When you give back to your customer base reciprocates and shows appreciation for the give back by continuing to buy their gear from you. It makes perfect fucking sense. This is you want to be a fucking businessman, but you call the really smart things that businesses do dumb things, which means you don't know what to fucking do, Chille. All you ever do, boy, is harass, blackmail, and strong arm people. You don't know how to cajole. You don't know how to get along with people. You don't know how to give to get. You have to get yours up front, and you have to get yours in a way that makes the party that's giving feel demoralized. That's why no one wants to have shit to do with you, even on your side of the equation in the 1A community. The people who are sympathetic to auditing the police don't have anything to fucking do with you because you don't understand how to fucking cooperate. All you know how to do is dominate, and your desire to dominate gets you kicked out of the fucking joint every time. If you were such an integral part of PNAC still exists. Why aren't you involved with PNAC? Oh, that's right. They don't want to have shit to do with you. Never really did. I've never heard anyone from PNAC say anything good about you, Chille. So you just don't seem to fucking get it. But you'll lose until you win. You got a lot of fucking losing to do, bro.
Atlanta. And so Axum is the body cam company. So how stupid are Americans? We legislated and paid to create body cameras for coppers, and then they get access to the body cam footage. The coppers get access to the body cam footage. So
the cops are the ones buying the fucking body cameras. The cops are the ones operating the body cameras. Of course they're getting access to the footage. What are you cackling, laughing like a fucking retard for? Oh, and now you want to sell a different kind of camera to the police, a 360 camera, because all you're doing is copying what you saw happen via PNAC's lobbying, and you want to try to get a piece of the fucking sales. You're going to lose till you win, Chille. You always going to fucking lose.
If the coppers are going to kill somebody, they get access to the body cam footage where they hurt or killed or beat somebody else. Why do coppers have access to the body cam footage? Why? You remember that woman in Loveland, Colorado? Her name was Garner. What was her first name? I can't remember. What was her first name? The woman in Garner, Karen Garner. They broke her arm. The cops in Loveland, Colorado, broke Karen Garner's arm, and then they threw her in the dungeon in the back with a broken arm. And she's cuckoo. She's not all there. She needs her meds, which I'm not making fun of her. It's true. A lot of people need their meds. So she's sitting in the dungeon after they broke her limb, broke her shoulder, and the coppers are watching the body cam back that they shouldn't have access to, but they do. And they're laughing. Look, we broke her arm here. Ha, ha, ha. Did you think I was good in this? Yeah, you did a great job. Oh, I did? Yeah, you really did. And then they go home. So, if you are being stalked by the police, and you are not actively documenting the stalking of you, and I'm not talking about filming them, I'm talking about how you're feeling. Who do you feel bad for in the movie? The person you don't see? No, the person who you see their face, and they say, man, this cop's following me. Every time I leave a restaurant, it's the same cop following me. People look at your face and they go, oh, I feel bad for that face right there because that could be me.
Chille Decastro. How to be a victim. How to be a victim. Oh, that fucking freeze phrase is fucking awesome again. This is Chille Decastro's subliminal messaging, teaching how to be a victim. Film yourself, cry, tell how upset you are, how to be a victim. Is this the way alpha males behave? Is this the way alpha males behave? This is bitch boy shit. Oh, he followed me with his car and it made me feel really scared. It's like a fucking Jerky Boys fucking skit. He yelled at me so loud my shoes came off. The fuck is with you?
That's why people have empathy for others. What did Jean-Jacques Rousseau say, writer of The Social Contract? He said, human beings are the most sensitive, empathetic creatures on earth. We can watch the plight of another human being who we do not know and weep for them and cry for that person. Just hearing the story of what happened to another person, and this is Rousseau here. I'm not as smart as Jean-Jacques Rousseau. And Rousseau wrote that because human beings are the sweetest, most empathetic creatures on earth, we have empathy for others when we just hear or see a story of a person who we never have met and we will never know.
Jean-Jacques Rousseau is a complete fucking fraud, and anyone who follows his philosophies is a fucking douchebag. This empathetic man who understood how sensitive human beings are, had 5 children with like 3 different fucking women and put them all in orphanages and never had a fucking thing to do with the raising of his own fucking children. So, you know, Chille, what people write in books and who they really are, people write lies in books, Chille. That's why you need to have a little discernment when you fucking read. And if you knew anything of the background of Rousseau, you would shut your fucking mouth about all these great things he wrote about how compassionate human beings were. How the fuck would he know? He was one of the most non-compassionate men known in history. Didn't abandon and kill his own family. Jean-Jacques Rousseau did.
You're getting stalked by the cops. I need to see your face on camera saying I'm getting stalked by cops. There's the cop car right there. I got a shot of it right there. Put my phone back down. I don't want him to pull me over for no reason. You got to document your ish. I was on the phone with an auditor. An actual auditor, someone who does the same thing I do. They've got tens of thousands of subscribers. They called me on the phone and they said to me, Chille, the cops are stalking me. What should I do? And I said to the auditor, did you document?
Made up fucking story. Made up story. Because if it was a real person, Chille would be throwing him under the fucking bus and making him look like a fucking fool right now. Because that's what little bitch boys do. That's why nobody wants to fucking hang around with you. That's why no one talks to you. Gaping with your fucking mouth open. You freeze frame little freak you.
Document that? He said, I took some pictures. Boom! My head exploded all over the screen. There was brains. I had to wipe my brains off the screen and be like,
he had to wipe his brains off the fucking screen. Would you sneeze them out your fucking nose?
dude, you know the only way to any justice in our country is through transparency. Like, you know it. You literally go out and you literally film cops. So if cops are following you and stalking you and staying behind you and saying stuff to you at the gas station, it should all be on film, every bit of it. What do we say? We used to say film, just, Gen Xers and baby boomers. We grew up where there was millennials and Gen Z are growing up where it's digital video. But I'm still used to saying catch it on film. It's not film, unless, of course, I put it onto an 8-track. It's not the point. So you have got to document the piggies. And if you see a copper who's got someone pulled over and you're at the stoplight, film him. Film him. I can't believe the other day I got pulled over and none of those kids had the camera out. Because just so you know, I believed the cop had pulled me over erroneously, that he pulled me over in spite. He pulled me over because he was angry that I had filmed him. There's an actual statute. And by the way, you know, we should, I believe it's, let me share it. Let me share it. So if you guys, how many people watch the audits that I do? Put a 1 in the channel. Put a 1 in the chat if you watch the audits that I do, and if you watch the most recent audit that I do. And so that way I'll know. I don't want to show the audit I just did unless there's people here. Most of these are my people. Las Vegas News, what's going on, my friend? Chevy, how you doing? Void, how are you? Monica, nice to see you. Gloria! Pipe Piper, how are you, Pipe Piper? Okay, so the other day when I was pulled over, I was incorrect. I told the cop, I said, you don't know how the California Supreme Court held that I have the phone in my hand if I'm not using it for talking or texting. And the cop, and I was saying this to the copper, and he didn't know, and I didn't have the case to cite. But it was actually from the appellate court, and it was the People versus Spriggs. And so let me show you what the holding actually is. This is the actual holding. While stopped in traffic, Stephen Spriggs pulled out his wireless telephone to check a map application for the way around a congestion. A California Highway Patrol officer spotted him holding his telephone and pulled him over and issued him a citation.
Note, the gentleman was stopped at a traffic light, not driving the vehicle.
Citing vehicle code section 23123, exactly what I was cited for the other day, which prohibits drivers from using wireless telephones unless that telephone is specifically designed and configured to allow hands-free listening and talking. And
Chille had the phone in his hand.
And is used.
Note the term hands-free.
In the manner while driving. Spriggs contended he did not violate the statute because he was not talking on the telephone. We agreed. Based on the statute's language, its legislative history, and subsequent legislative enactments, we conclude that the statute means what it says. It prohibits a driver only from holding a wireless phone while conversing on it. Consequently, we reverse the conviction. So the other day when I was screaming at the copper, and believe me, I was screaming at the copper, you don't know the holding from the California State Supreme Court? Let me pop this link down in the, this is from Case Text. And what this says actually up here is this was from the Appellate Court of California. So let me see what you guys are looking at. Let me make this so you guys can read what I'm reading. So this was from the Appellate Court of California, and he appealed to the Appellate Court. It wasn't the California State Supreme Court. I made an error. I need to retract my error. When I said to the cop it was the California Supreme Court, I was wrong. So the People Plaintiff Respondent versus Stephen Spriggs, and this is in the Appellate Court. So he had appealed. And so, man, and when you listen to the arguments that are put forth by the Kamala D. Harris Attorney General, these ones here, when you read the case text of the People versus Briggs, they really want you to get a ticket for anything, for holding a phone in your hand. If you hold a phone in your hand at all whatsoever, the Attorney General and Dane and the Chief Attorney General Michael and Kamala, all of them don't want you to be able to hold a phone in your hand. I read the entire case. So, and this is going to be the People versus Spriggs. The cop gave me a ticket the other day, gave me a ticket erroneously because it clearly says, plain as the nose on your face, that, I mean, I already read it to you. It already says that you have to be using the phone. So there he argued that the use of a wireless telephone is listening and talking.
Holding the phone in hand and filming the police is using the phone to film. I don't understand why you fucking can't get the simple shit right. Holding the phone in your hand while driving by, filming the police, is using the phone. It's a smartphone, has multiple functions. One of the functions of the phone is to film. That's why it has a camera and a video selector on it. Still video. It is a multifunctional camera in a multifunctional phone. Functional things are used. You held the phone up to record the police officers as you drove by, thereby using the phone to record video of the police. You're giving all the evidence the police need to convict you when you go and talk this nonsense to them. Jesus fucking Christ, man.
On the telephone is being used in a manner that requires the driver to hold the phone in his hand. Spriggs asserted that the conduct
To hold the phone in his hand. That's exactly what the cop had you repeat. Like you didn't even know when you were talking to the cop. He had you repeat the fact that you were holding the phone in your hand 4 or 5 fucking times. And he was kind of laughing at you every time you repeated it because he reminded you that you just admitted to doing what he was giving you a ticket for. And yet you're crying the whole time about getting the fucking ticket while you're admitting that you were doing exactly what the law says is against the law. Dumb, man. Fucking dumb. Bro, 20 years, constitutional law scholar, hasn't made you a lick brighter than when you fell on your fucking head as an infant child.
for which he was cited was not a violation because he was not listening and talking on the telephone. The people did not file a brief or otherwise appear in connection with the appeal. So in other words, even in this one right here at the appellate court, the state attorney general, Kamala, she knew that the statute, the language of the actual written statute would not hold muster to the appellate judges. And they voted unanimously to overturn this. And so let me make sure. I've read about 3 cases in the past 2 days. So let me make sure that was a unanimous vote. I don't want to misspeak here. So the legislator's subsequent enactments of 2.3 confirm it intended only to prohibit a driver from holding a wireless phone while conversing on it. So when that copper gave me a ticket the other day, 23123, not only am I going to contest the ticket, but we're thinking about filing a federal civil rights lawsuit. Right now, I'm checking on a couple things and I can't tilt my hand because what I find out, just so you know, the thing is that, no, I'll tell
you. He can't tilt his hand? Is his hand a fucking pinball machine? Tilt your hand. You talk stupid all the time. Nope, wasn't me, is in the chat room. Hello, Nope. Nope says, hi, code. Really fights this ticket, films it, and posts it. Bro, I have the same fucking hope in my heart because the hilarity of that will be beyond right now. That one might be more funny than when he went to get the restraining order against Kate the first time and he delivered his laptop to the judge, queued up to the point where Kate was on Law Talk with Mike's program and he had the recording set right there. In some way, he thought it was going to defame Kate and he delivered to the judge Law Talk with Mike, a bar certified lawyer, his defense of Kate's actions and showing where Chille was wrong. And the judge just let it play. If you go back and listen to that video and crank the volume up a little bit so you can hear the laptop in the background, you'll hear Mike presenting a defense for Kate. And Chille delivered it right into the fucking judge's lap. Man, you fucking dumb dude. I hope you do fight that ticket and film it. But he didn't fight the nope, the only problem is, like, he says he's going to fight all this shit and blah blah blah. He got a ticket for parking on the side of the road. Dummy Kruger did a video on it. The link is in the description box down below if you want to refresh your memory with it. Ticket, and prior to getting that ticket for parking on the side of the highway, he said that if he ever got a month or two before, it's all in the video, dummy. He said that if he ever had the chance, he would fight any ticket that he for parking on the highway. He would use Tesh versus Danforth, and he would fight it all the way to the Supreme Court. And then he got that ticket and another ticket right before that when he got pulled over for speeding. And he didn't go to fight either one of the tickets. So, you know, he vehemently stated how he would fight that all the way to the Supreme Court. He got high as fuck the night before. There's a live video, him doing bong hits and shit. He didn't show up the next fucking day. He didn't show up the next day. He didn't defend it. And he didn't even fucking talk about it. I hope he does fight it. Nope, but I don't think he will.
I'll tell you guys. Okay, so you can do anything you want on YouTube, right? And so this shows, and then I'm going to segue this into this next part about suing people and lawsuits and understanding where that starts to break. And this is a little warning, and maybe Gunner TV needs to take a look into this, because my legal team, as soon as we find out, I'll just tell you guys. So
legal team, Chille is a legal team. When did this fucking happen? Legal team? Please. He had a bunch of fucking substance abusers that fucking having comprehension problems and listening comprehension problems. You don't have a team of shit, dude. You got fucking hobos, near homeless people, and homeless people that have nothing but chronic problems with fucking police. That's all you have.
Last November, I pulled over on the side of the highway and I filmed the highway patrol. And when I did that, all these people said, oh, Chille got a ticket for that. But I didn't.
Oh, you motherfucking liar. The fucking description, watch the Dummy Kruger video. You could see a fucking cop hand the ticket to him and tell him what the ticket is for, specifically for parking on the side of the highway, which Chille recorded, but he edited from his video, and then someone in one of the Discord accounts got the body cam footage and got the fucking footage of the officer giving Chille the fucking ticket. Chille has a recording of it. He's going to vehemently deny it, and then he's going to act like he's looking in to see if any ticket was issued. Bro, do you get that fucking high? Do you get that fucking high and whacked out that you can't remember what fucking happened yesterday that you actually have video footage of? It's fucking amazing. You a chronic liar, bro. I don't think you're capable of telling the fucking truth about anything. About even small, like, you lie when there's no need to fucking lie, which is pretty bad.
Now, there's been documentation that I got a ticket in November when I pulled over. And let me show you guys that video so that you guys know what I'm talking about, because this is really important for Gunner TV. And then I get to loop in other people who I believe may have created falsified documents, which then it's defamation.
Yeah, bro, because you actually got a ticket. So if you're saying people falsified shit, when there's video evidence of a police officer handing a fucking ticket to you for parking on the highway, and you're going to claim that people made up that information, you better not name any fucking names, bro. The minute you say a name, you're the one that's defaming. There's a video of you getting the fuck. Chille, go watch Dummy Kruger's fucking episode. Go watch his 2 episodes on you before you start running your fucking mouth. And who you looking off to on the side over there? Somebody telling you to shut the fuck up and stop talking this nonsense? Who's in the room with you, Chille?
And defamation per se, not just defamation. So that means we skip the trial part. We go right to damages, and the damages are punitive damages. Because if you, so I don't want to, you know, I don't want to piss off the people on my team and say,
don't worry about pissing off the people on your team, you turkey-necked motherfucker. You say a name, bro. Say a fucking name so somebody can fucking sue you. Say a name, douchebag.
too much. But if you created a document and then you purport or report that document to be truthful and the document is false, that's called defamation per se.
Fucking Welsh News Network, that ball buster. Got a fucking $2 donation in on Chille's show. What a fucking knucklehead. Nice job, dude.
And if you prove that it's defamation per se by comparing your DMV record to the faulty document and then filing a lawsuit against the person who purported that they had this false document about you, the person who reports the document is in violation of harmful speech, defaming speech, slanderous speech.
And if you say all this shit about somebody and then they can prove that you got a fucking ticket handed to you for parking on the highway, then what, Chille? The tables turn really fucking fast at that point, bro. And then you wind up doing every bit of the defamatory shit that you're accusing other people of doing.
So you can do whatever you want. But if you create false documents and then people come to me and report back to me a false report that you made, you are liable for slander. And it doesn't matter if it caused me damages or not. I'm just telling you guys how it really works. So I'll show you guys the video. I'll show you guys this video, and then you guys and the video is called Dumb and Dumber. So I'll show this video to you guys. And this is from last.
What the fuck just happened?
It's called Dumb and Dumber. So I'll show you guys this video. And then you guys and the video is called Dumb and Dumber. So I'll show this video to you guys. And this is from last November. I'm only going to show a little bit of this. But then I want you guys to understand that someone created a fake document. Someone just created a fake document and said, and so someone created a fake document and said, when Chille did this audit, he got a ticket. Okay. So okay, so you guys see this right here. So now when I did this audit, someone, I don't know, I couldn't imagine who did it, but someone created this and they said that we're watching and all. That's the whole point. Just want to make sure they're all right. Just want to make sure we're doing this job correctly here.
You know? Can I help you? Okay, why you stop?
Excuse me?
Is there a reason you stop?
I'm doing my job.
What's your job?
To film you.
Right. Is there a reason you stop?
Tech Lines versus Danforth, 1840.
Is there a reason you stop?
I'm a constitutional law
Okay.
officer. I have
So
every right to
what's the
stop
reason you
wherever
stop
I
on the
want.
shoulder?
I can stop anywhere.
No,
I
you
want.
can't.
Tech
It's
Lines.
emergency. Stop
We
the
don't-
disabled
We
vehicle.
don't have to yell at each other. Officer.
Okay. Well,
So
I'm gonna give you a ticket.
You
All right.
can.
I'll
but
be
you
right back.
Pop into your phone real quick though. What's your name and badge number for the crowd that's watching? What's your name and badge number, Copper? Tech Line versus Danforth, dunce cap. You don't
Okay.
have any right. So I'm saying, why isn't this drone attacking me? And it's because the camera is rolling. I wanted to slow it down because I wanted to show you I'm on the side of the freeway. I've been extraordinarily disrespectful. He's not attacking me. And the only reason he's not is because the power is turned without the camera.
No, stupid fuck. He's attacking you because there's no reason to attack you. You're the one that's on the attack. He's telling you you can't fucking side of the highway. You're causing a fucking hazard. You're creating a situation where somebody could get fucking hurt. Right? Cop cars pulled off the side of the road, get run into more often than you would think, because when people rubberneck, they're looking at what's going on. There's a little phenomenon that comes with motorcycles and cars where your head's pointed. That's where the vehicle goes. So when you rubbernecking, looking off to the right at what the cop's doing with the person pulled over or the accident on the side of the road, your vehicle has a tendency to drift that way. That's why it's unsafe to park on the shoulder of a fucking highway. You're so fucking dumb, dude. He's not attacking you because there's no reason to attack you. It has nothing to do with you or the fucking camera, and everything to do with the fact that the cop's walking away because he gave you warning. Get in your fucking car and get out of there, because if you're still there when he wraps up, you're getting a fucking ticket too. So stay there and be a douchebag like you did and get your ticket like you fucking did. You tried to hide it from everybody, but you can only hold that beach ball under the water for so long, dude. Then it fucking pops out. Here we go.
Copper. Tech Line versus Danforth, dunce cap. You don't have any right to do
Officer
anything.
resided with the California
you're a
Highway.
dunce
Do you
cap.
want my name or not?
Tech Lines versus Danforth.
Do you want my name or not?
1942.
Fine, go
It's
for
that
it.
simple.
That's fine.
Do your
If
job.
you're still
I'm
there,
doing mine.
what's
Do
your job?
Go do. I'm filming you.
What's
That's
your
my
job?
job. So hold your ass accountable. You guys
Okay.
are out of control in this country. Why do you think
Okay.
I pulled over to film
All right,
this
just
guy?
if you haven't left, you get a ticket.
Okay, right there.
Find out, Chumpzilla. Find out. Pull me over for no reason.
Okay, so
Right guy gave him a chance. If you're still here when I'm done, you get the ticket too. Get the fuck out of there. Make it easy on everybody. But now you got to make up some shitty fucking excuse, get deeper in the fucking lie, and you lie again, lie by omission, by not showing that you got a fucking ticket from this guy for parking on the side of the highway, dickhead.
right there, he said, if you get pulled over, if you're here, I'm going to give you a ticket. And so anyway, so now some people have created the idea that I got a parking ticket. Now we're checking my DMV record now, and I've sent in my request for the DMV. But if it's not true and you report something about someone that's not true, then that's defamation. You can be sued. It's not just regular defamation, it's defamation per se, meaning that the damages are punitive. You'll be punished. Punitive meaning punished. Pretty simple translation. And so this dunce cap who decided to say that I had punitive damages against me. Now let me show you something else. So you see this right here. Okay, now this guy here said that I had a warrant out of Henderson, Nevada. That's not true. That's just not true. This one, the one on the left says Henderson Municipal Court. They say I have a warrant there, but I don't have a warrant. So that's defamation per se. It's an actual lie. It's not true.
He does have a warrant, doesn't he? That's why they had a fucking bolo out on him after he did the shit that he did in the police station with the woman and her daughter who was trying to report a fucking crime. I think he does. I don't think that's made up shit, Chille. I think you're the one making shit up.
It's just not true. Anybody can go to that link to Henderson, type in my name, and it's not true. I don't have a warrant in Henderson, Nevada. So that's called slander. And just so you know, Gunner TV, God bless him, I hope he makes another video about me. I could sue him right now because the one on the left is fraudulent. he would have to retract. I could serve him with a notice of a cease and desist to his address in Florida, which I have. And then I would tell him 24 hours to retract. And if he doesn't, then that gives me grounds to sue him under defamation per se, which is a punitive damages. You're punishing somebody for doing something wrong to you, causing harmful speech. Because if people believe that I have a warrant in Henderson. So then the other one is from Oregon, Ohio on the right-hand side here. And we're looking into that one right now too, because I don't know what's true and what's false, all these false documents. And I can prove it that they've created so many false documents. But this guy reported that I got a ticket in November from that traffic stop. And
You did get a ticket from that traffic stop. I'm going to show the fucking video. Dude, if someone faked video of that exact cop handing you a fucking ticket, bravo to them, man. That's an elaborate fucking fake. So rub your little herpetic sore while you fucking crunch that fucking shit in your head, because you're right now, the look on your face is, oh, fuck, I did get a ticket that day. You got a fucking ticket that day. I'll show you the fucking video.
so we're going to find out through my record search that I just did with the DMV. And then at that point, it would make sense for me to simply file a slander suit against him, just because he would have to pay me damages. And it would cost me $402 to file it. And then I would get damages from the guy for just sitting there and he took information from a third party who has already been known to create fraudulent documents, like an FBI document that I'm a pedophile.
What? I wouldn't talk about shit like that, dude, because all the shit you say is fake. Never fucking turns out to be fake, man. You got the ticket. I got the video you getting the ticket. So, you keep doing this. I wonder if you really can't remember getting that fucking ticket, dude. Maybe you have those PTSD kind of mental things where you block shit out. Maybe the fact that you actually got a ticket is too traumatic for you to remember. Maybe you developed when in your drug and alcohol, preteen drug and alcohol use, maybe you developed an ability to compartmentalize those things, because you getting a ticket for what you've been saying Teschlines versus Danforth will protect you from. And you've been saying that over and over and over again for almost a year now. And then you got a ticket. And Teschlines versus Danforth did not protect you, and you did not show up in court to use Teschline versus Danforth to exonerate yourself. So maybe you did put that all in a box and file it away in the fucking forget this ever happened fucking drawer of your mind, which I bet at this point in time in your life is an entire fucking file cabinet. Maybe you do block this shit out, dude. Maybe you are that fucking delusional. It would explain some things.
That he relied on that person, but he's the one liable. The other guy doesn't have any money, but this guy does. So with that being said, I'm just telling you guys the truth. I don't want to sue a bunch of people. I want to focus on changing the country. And so I'll show you guys a couple more minutes of this audit while I pull up something super interesting for you. You are going to absolutely, this is, when someone sent me this today, I had to look it up to see if it was true, So I'm going to share a couple more minutes of this audit where these people said I got a ticket and I didn't.
It's Thanksgiving, bro. Leave him alone. I'm just filming you. Why don't you just do your job? Welcome to the police state of America. Better call for backup. Someone's filming him. Oh, no. Oh, no. Send me a picture of that trifold real quick so I don't have one on me.
Chille just called someone and asked them to send a picture of his trifold because he doesn't have a trifold on him. This is a big fucking mistake for a guy who sells trifolds. This would be an opportune moment to whip that trifold out. I mean, the physical trifold, big and bright, and show it off. But Chille doesn't have it with him. Also, for a while before this video came out, he was browbeating his listeners and supporters that they have to get the trifold and memorize everything that's on it. And now he's calling a friend to get a fucking copy. Rules for thee, but not for Chille. You buy it, son. He not calling for backup. He going to the car to write you your own fucking ticket, bro.
I must have sent you one.
I'm gonna fast forward through this. So just the backup is here for the guy with 2 cameras. I've got a camera in this hand. I have a camera in this hand. He's all right. How you doing, officer? Can I get your name and badge number, please?
Sure, Officer Covello, 21875. Do you know this person?
Officer what, sir?
Covello, do you know this person?
Officer Covello, I'm a constitutional law scholar. I don't have to answer any of your questions.
You do.
But let me show you the law here. It's Tech
Okay.
Lines versus Danforth.
Okay, but you are here still on the freeway.
What,
You're
this is legal.
emergency?
Look it up.
You're not allowed to be on the freeway. It's
I
an
am allowed
emergency
to.
stop
This
on
is
the
about
freeway.
obstruction. I put this in my trifold. This is my company right here. This is for
Okay.
me. So look it up. But you're
So do you
welcome.
have
Give
your
me
ID?
your ticket. I don't have to identify myself. You can
Well,
give my
right.
car a ticket.
Give me your ticket. I don't have to identify myself. You can give my car a ticket.
But I don't have to identify myself to you because there's no probable cause. Do you know what
are.
probable cause standard is?
Yes, I
So
do.
tell me what law I broke it.
So you are currently on a freeway.
Okay, articulate the law I'm breaking.
You're non-emergency stop on the freeway right now.
That is not a law. It's right there.
Yes,
Tech
it is.
Lines versus Danforth. Look, it's my Thanksgiving
What is
too.
that from?
Don't
So
you
why
want to
are
go
you-
home to your
I'm
Thanksgiving?
just finding out why you're here.
I'm here to film that cop right there because this guy looks really uncomfortable. I pulled off right
Well, he
here.
doesn't look right.
Now,
You got
now I'm
stopped for
sitting here
something.
telling you what I'm doing here. I'm literally explaining myself to you, and I don't really have to. You're welcome to give my car a ticket, but this is the law right here, buddy
That's
boy.
fine.
I sue lots of cops all over the country.
Okay.
You might want to look me up. Delete Laws is the name of my YouTube channel, but beta males like you are the reason why I stopped.
Good. Good for
Because you have no right to do anything to me. I was cordial to him because he was cordial to me.
You know why you stopped?
I asked him questions. I answered
You
his
know why you
questions.
stopped them?
I don't.
Then why are you saying it was unlawful?
It's not unlawful for me to stop. Read
No,
the
I'm talking about
case law.
that individual.
Because he looked afraid when I passed by right
You
here.
saw
So I
his
pulled
face
right
at
here.
60
and I
miles an hour
stopped.
while you were passing.
I saw his face right here. See that
On
exit
the
right
rear?
there?
On the
See that?
rear.
I saw his face when I passed him.
Okay,
He
good.
looked very uncomfortable because there's a guy like you behind him with a
Okay.
gun on Thanksgiving.
Right.
Chille's story ain't making any sense. So the cop is asking legitimate questions. You saw his face from behind while you sped by. Because the cop just told him he clocked him over speed. Chille.
He's probably just going to see his family. Then you got aggro with me, and I tried to quote you the law. If you ticket me, I swear to Christ, I will sue you or I will sue you. It's up to you guys. If you want to be sued. Okay, and so that's what the mystery is. Some people have claimed I was ticketed. Now, there's 2 parts to this. If I was ticketed on this side of the road, then we will sue the state of California for giving me the ticket for pulling over to film the cops, because I was ticketed the other day for holding my phone and filming the cops, meaning that you have no First Amendment right to film officials in their official capacity if you're driving in your car or they have someone pulled over on the highway. Think about it. if I obviously I just sent in a form to the DMV to get my official driving record to see if I got a ticket from these guys, which I did not, because it would have been several $100s and I didn't get it. I would notice several $100 coming in or out of my account. So
Michelle, the proof of the ticket was the video was done by Dummy Kruger. He has screenshots from Pacer showing the ticketing information, the court date, the fact that Chille didn't show up for court to fight the parking on the side of the road ticket. The link for that Dummy Kruger video is in the description box below this. I loaded it up ahead of time because I figured people were going to ask. It is the title of the video is something to the effect of Chille is hiding this ticket from his listeners or subscribers. The link, 17-minute video, quick watch, and you'll get the gist of it. Everything Chille said so far is a fucking lie.
would know if I paid a ticket. So I believe it was a falsified document, which there's no document showing that I got a ticket on this day. There's no documentation. So, but if I did, it will only work in the favor of suing the state of California for a violation or a chilling of your First Amendment right. If you cannot pull over on the highway and film cops, and you can't drive by and film cops with your phone, as you saw the other day, then your First Amendment right doesn't exist if you're in a car. If you're in a car, then cops can pull over people, and you can't stop and film that. So you don't have a First Amendment right to be pressed. Literally, it's my job to be pressed. My income is now 100% based on me being a member of the press. So this gives me standing to get rid of two different dumb.
Your income is not based on you being a member of the press. Your income is based on grifting off donations to help people get out of jail, bond out. That's one of the ways you grift, allegedly. The other alleged way you grift is like the thing with Deborah Rogers. Help her pay for her lawyer. We'll do 10 of these $300 a month grift on e-bagathons, and you'll scrape pennies off the fucking dollars. That and selling trinkets in a fucking online merch store. None of your income is a result of any journalistic work. You're a beggar who sells trinkets in a fucking gift shop.
Ordinances or statutes in the state of California. But it also, if I did not get a ticket on this day, it gives me grounds to sue the people who have reported that I did. And there's only one I'll sue because he has the money to pay it off. And the other one is just some nobody. Oh, no. The document creator is going to get away with it, but the guy who reported it is going to get sued. And that's not just defamation, it's defamation per se, which I've already explained in great detail, immediately enters into punitive damages. Okay, so with that being said, let me share with you guys something that I have. And I'm sorry this video is not the best video, but there was a guy the other day who was killed in Ashland, Kentucky. And I want to share with you guys the video that was made. You don't really need to see the video because you can't see anything. There's cops taking someone away, but you can't really see anything. They take a healthy guy away and then he dies. I have his name. While you guys are watching this, I'm going to see if I can find another video, but this is pretty dark. The friends and family who have contacted me on Facebook have told me that when they took, I think I'm going to get his name. His name is Edward, I believe. Let me make sure.
Oh, Chille must be excited right now. He's got another Justice for Laney type setup going on. First look, we know how he behaves. We know from the Justice for Laney thing. So let's look at this and let's watch him construct a lying narrative.
On that. Clarence Wilkerson, killed by the police in Ashland, Kentucky. And there is a Yeah, so they're confirming that there's a death, but they're not. Once again, the cover-up has begun. The cover-up has begun. So I'm gonna let you guys listen to this. You guys can hear it, and then just remember, when they took him away, he was perfectly healthy.
You guys came to my property. I need a report made out.
Report made out, bad numbers, all that fun stuff, names. Dude, he's literally sitting there passing out, man. He's passing the fuck out. Why? Because when you put your arms behind your back like that, it restricts your breathing. Dude, he's
Putting your arms behind your back doesn't restrict your breathing. I have arms behind my back.
black and he's pale. I can see he's pale. See, just breathe, Bubby. Breathe, Bubby.
Driving through, there he is. I come and tell him that his name's Clarence. Tell him he had a warrant, he ran that way. I got that little red rope right there, caught me underneath my neck.
Yep.
So I apologize for catching the criminal.
Oh, I got a better video.
Sounds like you just got a hard on for him to me.
I got a better video. I
The
found a
chick
better-
says he, or the woman says he got, it sounds like the cops just have a hard on for him. The cops came with an arrest warrant. The person who's cuffed on the ground in the tan shirt ran. They pursued him. They caught him. He's out of breath. He's sitting on the ground. Maybe the fat, out of shape fuck shouldn't have run from the cops. They have a fucking warrant for you. Why you got to make everything so fucking difficult, you people, you criminals?
better video that's upright and you can hear it better. Let me share this video with you. It's the same video, but it's upright so you can see it and you can hear it. And I want you guys to take a look at this. This is really bad.
I need a report made out.
Report made out, bad numbers, all that fun stuff, names. Dude, he's literally sitting there passing out, man. He's passing the fuck out. Why? Because when you put your arms behind your back like that, it restricts your breathing.
Stand up, okay? Stand up.
Dude, he's black and he's pale. I can see he's pale. See, just breathe, Bubby. Breathe, Bubby.
Last time I did traffic stop right here. Driving through, there he is. I come and tell him that his name's Clarence. Tell him he had a warrant, he ran that way. I got that little red rope right there, got me underneath my neck.
Yep.
So I apologize for catching the criminal.
Sounds like you just got a hard on for him to me. Oh. Yeah, we just trailer park white trash. It's all right.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Now, according to Chille, this guy was perfectly fine when they put him in the car. No, he wasn't. And I bet he's all goofy and doped out. I mean, I'm just speculating here, but, you know, like the dude who got shot in the last video Chille did, the guy who was going to the school with mommy and the boyfriend to pick up his younger brother. When the police went to grab him, he had some illegal medication in his pocket, so he popped it in his mouth. Maybe this dude had a little illegal medication in his pocket and swallowed it. Can't wait to see the toxicology report on this one.
So he's gonna die. He dies.
Is he gonna receive any kind of medical treatment?
He's in bad shape. He's in bad shape. The cops have hurt.
Yes, no, maybe so. Yeah,
The
he's
cops have,
black, and I can literally see him going pale, pasty.
They've heard him. He's
So
heard.
y'all can stand there and just ignore the question, but the question still remains, and I've got all of you on fucking camera.
Doesn't matter.
So if he dies in your custody,
He dies.
Ashland Police Department, Ashland's finest, right here, guys.
Gonna happen.
Oh, I know, destruction of property. They won't fucking pay for it.
You can't hear. There's nothing on the news.
Because it's not news. Criminal drug addict with warrant for arrest runs from police, dies after being apprehended. There's fucking nothing newsworthy.
Yeah, he's running around the
Yeah, he's
neighborhood
been-
watching for him.
He has.
He's got a fucking heart on for him.
Oh, he's being stalked.
Got to meet that quota, huh?
Shocker.
Oh, look at this shit.
Stalked? He's got a warrant for his fucking arrest. That's not stalking, Chille. You want it to be stalking because you have a fucking warrant for your arrest. I'm going to be stalking you soon, boy. Because I'm going to get the paperwork filled out so that I can execute that fucking warrant. And I'm going to be hanging around looking for you the same way this cop was hanging around looking for this guy. Hopefully, with any luck, you have a pocket full of drugs when me and my boys come for you and you swallow that shit. I hope.
Ah, shit. Fucking cops everywhere. Not a goddamn one of them want to answer any questions.
He's gonna die. He's not going back to jail. He dies.
Clarence, you good?
No.
Dude, don't be that obnoxious fucking guy in the movie theater that starts shouting out how the fucking movie ends. Let us watch. Shut up.
He can't breathe.
Man, don't even make out an action.
But he has
And
to.
having his hands behind his back like that restricts his breathing if he's already got issues with breathing.
But he has to be in those torture cuffs. There's 3 full-grown men there. The man is in bad shape. They all have guns and sticks and tasers, but he has to remain in torture cuffs with his arms behind his back. When she's explaining, he has problems breathing.
No, because nobody wants to hear the fucking excuses why this douchebag should be treated special. The cops had all that shit and this motherfucker still ran from them. So they ain't taking the fucking cuffs off, you knuckleheaded motherfucker. That's why, because he already ran. And if they take the cuffs off and he's faking the fucking breathing shit, they're going to have to fucking go through a whole ton of shit to recuff the motherfucker. They already did their job. There's no reason to take the fucking cuffs off. Can't breathe, tough shit. Don't break the fucking law. Don't run when you know you got a warrant, Chille. Don't run. Learn the lesson, Chille. Don't run when you know you got a warrant.
Just a little medical advice there. No, but I do a lot of medical research. I have a lot of medical problems. And I also have issues with my breathing. I can fuck right off. Freedom of speech. Can y'all check to see if he's got her car keys? His fucking arms being behind his back wheel. He's a big guy. God damn. That's a boxer. Yeah.
Look how many pigs are there. Look at how many pigs are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Chille counted. Nice freeze face there. You have your mouth like that a lot, bro. It's weird. It's weird how you're always making that sphincter mouth thing. I don't see any pigs. I see people. You keep calling them pigs because you want to dehumanize them. It makes it easier to perpetuate violence against them. You sphincter mouth motherfucker. Make that dick hole, bro. You see cops, make that dick hole.
Why do we need to be stuffed into a back of a tiny little car with torture cuffs on and be treated this way?
You have a warrant for your arrest and you didn't bring yourself down and surrender yourself. That's pretty much the fucking reason why. If you don't want to be cuffed and go in the fucking car, then drive your ass down to the police station and surrender to the fucking warrant they have. Otherwise, they come 5, 6 deep and they corral you up and treat you like the fucking animal that you're behaving like. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. This gentleman just got himself a free ride in a car, a brand new set of silver handcuffs.
When there's 5 full-grown men there, each one has a gun, a stick, and a taser. You're not getting away in the digital era with the cameras. Why do we?
You're not getting away in the digital age with the cameras, says the guy on the run from a warrant in Ironton, Ohio, and Oregon, Ohio. You're not getting away in the age with the digital camera, says the guy who's on the run from a fucking warrant and using a camera on a daily basis to broadcast his face out to fucking anyone who will look at him. Chille, you prove every day the fucking camera doesn't work because you're running from a fucking warrant. You prove every day that your transparency system doesn't work because you're running from a fucking warrant. You, Chille, are living proof that your transparency, all you need is a camera, doesn't fucking work.
We allow them to treat us this way.
You treat yourself this way because you're the motherfucker who with your mouth says, I'm all for law and order, but with your feet says, I'm a fucking runaway guy. I'm a fucking runaway guy. Your feet and your mouth ain't telling the same fucking story, dude. And your mouth fucking lies. Your feet, you fucking...
Hi, can I get a shot of your name and your badge number real quick? You. Hello? Watch him ignore me. You're not allowed to do that. Can I get your badge number, please? 1265. What's your name? Name?
1265. Ashley Kentucky cop.
Sean McCormick? All right.
Sean McCormick. He's the one
He
who...
dies, you're responsible for him.
Sean McCormick.
Bethany Bowman.
Sean McCormick. Sean McCormick. What was the badge number? We're calling...
Chille Decastro. Chille Decastro. Josie Maria Decastro. On the run from a warrant. On the run from a warrant. If anyone knows the whereabouts of Chille Decastro, please email codedfriend.001@gmail.com. If anyone knows the whereabouts of Chille Decastro, not guessing, definitely knows the whereabouts of Chille Decastro, please send an email to codedfriend.001@gmail.com. I know there's a family member who is getting fucking, doesn't really want Chille around. I know there's some family members that don't want Chille around. If you hear this, send me an email. I'll get them the fuck out of your hair. We'll see how long we can keep them locked up for. I'm making an appeal to the family. Protect your good fucking name. Get this douchebag off the fucking scene. I don't think the cops look bad here. Some people in the chat room say the cops don't look so good here. I think what I think they look is unsympathetic to a fucking criminal who's non-compliant. You know, it sucks. It's shitty, but you know, when you don't treat people well, and the woman that's fucking running her mouth with them ain't doing her boyfriend or this dude, whoever he is, to her, she not doing him any favors by shit talking to fucking cops, because when you behave this way, nobody wants to do anything extra for you.
On there tomorrow.
He died. Sean McCormick. Name. 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 Sean McCormick. All right. I get you. Hey, can I get a shot of your name and your badge number real quick? You. Hello. Watch him ignore me. Not allowed to do that. Can I get your badge number, please? 1265. What's your name?
65, Sean McCormick.
Name?
Sean McCormick, 1265.
Name.
10 minutes till Wapner. 10 minutes till Wapner. For those of you who are discussing the Lainey Hudson fiasco, he does mention it in a couple of minutes here in this video. I do believe that he says that Opal or Jesse Hudson, one of the two, Sloan, excuse me, one of the two, the mother or her sister, the mother and the aunt of Lainey, one or both of them blocked him on Facebook. He outright says it. So we'll get to that in a minute.
Name. Name.
Okay.
Name. Sean McCormick.
Call Ashland, Kentucky tomorrow.
He dies. You're responsible for him.
He dies.
Bethany Bowman. Yeah. Legal. I've never been in trouble. Bye. No.
Wow.
You're a cop, not a god.
Wow.
Bye.
Not a shocker. Not a
Cocksuckers.
Tell them to their face, though, Stephanie. Tell them to their face, Stephanie Bowman. Tell them right to their face how you feel about them, because you have the upholds our rights is the 1970s.
You show what a bitch the woman is and what an uncooperative douche the guy was. Give all the fucking evidence that fucking damns them in a courtroom, Chille. You're fucking great at that.
71 case of Cohen versus California, Cohen versus California, that says you have the right to say anything you want to cops, and you don't have to be quiet or shut up. You have a right to be heard, so they can't take away that liberty. I'm going to show you guys something, and now what I'm going to show you from this Homerville Police Department in Georgia, just so you know, I can't find anything about it. There's no news. I mean, I can only find a couple articles here, and so I'm going to share this with you, and I'm going to share it from the Free Thought Police. This guy and I go back a long time. I've known him for John Vibe is his name. The guy who writes this is a man named John Vibes. I've known him for 15 or 16 years. We're not personal friends. We just know each other through the Homerville, Georgia police this month, without warning, the taxpayers of Homerville found out that the police department they've been paying for protection no longer wished to serve them. The entire department, including staff and every single officer on the force, turned in their resignation letter and abandoned their position. The move caught the eye of the entire town by surprise when former police chief Darren Mack Drury was fired after being charged. Drury, 40, turned himself in last week and now faces charges of violation of oath of office with theft by taking possession of marijuana and false statements and writings. Everybody smokes weed. What does that teach you? Coppers smoke weed. Judges smoke weed. Supreme Court justices smoke weed. Presidents smoke weed.
More shit, Chille's just make it up without any kind of fucking proof. I don't think the police smoke weed, dude. Maybe some do, but they're not supposed to be. Can't use it, even if it's illegal.
When do we stop the stigmatism of marijuana? Oh, I forgot. Marijuana, the THC, the CBD.
Now, Chille will go through all the reasons why Chille wants to smoke pot. If you want to smoke pot, dude. Stop fucking Making it, you don't have to make everybody look like a douchebag because you can't have what you want. That's why you have no fucking friends.
He takes on cancer and takes on epilepsy. Oh, CBD takes on cancer and epilepsy? Yes. Oh, well, then big pharmaceuticals that own our government. Republicans and Democrats are both owned by the big pharmaceutical industry. But let me get back to what I was saying. I digress. GBI. Oh, the super GBI cops. I didn't know. Gave few details. Of course, they gave few details on the violation of oath of office, other than there was improper evidence handling, according to WALB. Nevertheless, the officers in the department did not agree with the charges. Not only they all quit in synchronized temper tantrum, but they did their best to leave the department in ruins on their way out, including committing crimes. On Saturday, James Hurden was appointed interim Homerville police chief, and he inherited a James Hurden's on their quit and synchronized temper tantrum, but they did their best to leave the department in ruins on their way out, including committing crimes. On Saturday, James Hurden was appointed interim Homerville police chief, and he inherited a verifiable shit show. The crimes committed by the officers on the way out the door left the department in shambles and may lead to its permanent closure. They locked keys in the car. They turned the keys halfway on, the radios on, and made the batteries go dead in all the cars. They broke into my office and they stole the evidence keys I have yet to locate. They took the drug dog, unfortunately, from where I sit. That's theft by conversion, and that's a felony. I would recommendation, if it's worth salvaging money-wise and what's best for the community, and hire new officers, or we just shut down. But either way, that's a decision for the council. Oh, man. Someone do me a favor and look up when the city council meeting is. Someone look up where the city council meeting, when. Someone look up when that city council meeting is in Homerville, Georgia, and see if it's televised on YouTube. Can someone please do that real fast? And I'll keep reading this article. Can you only imagine? That's going to be great to watch, right? So,
why do you need one televised, Chille? You afraid to go to Georgia? You afraid to go to Georgia? Them good old boys probably beat the fucking shit out of your ass. Homerville. I know where Homerville, Georgia is. And I can tell you this, Chille. Your shit ain't there. Why don't you go down there and talk some of your shit down there? It ain't Ironton, Ohio. It ain't Ashland, Kentucky. Go on down to Homerville. Them good old boys don't want to hear your fucking California bullshit.
hire new, so you don't have to, you just hire new piggies. You don't. So conversely, Clinch County Sheriff Stephen Tinsley said he supports the police officers who quit, of course. So we have Clinch County to look up on Facebook, and then we also have Homerville Police to look up on Facebook. While the town struggles to fill positions of their police forces or decides whether or not they'll shut down, it is important to point out that people aren't going to go around breaking the law without cops to stop them, thus highlighting the revenue and collection of the mission of police. So that pretty much sums up John Vibes in a nutshell. His last line, the Free Thought Project has been around since, I think, 2005, 2004, maybe 2004, 2005. I met John Vibes.
Surprising, Chille, that people you know would take a story and massage it and mold it to fit their pre-existing narrative about collecting revenues. There's not a fucking police force in the country that runs on a profit, you dumb fuck.
Online in 2005 or 6, and we shared a few emails. That's the extent of how I know the man. And so now let's take a look at the Homerville Police Department Facebook page. Let's just take a look at Homerville and also Clinch County. Let's look up Clinch County Sheriff Tinsley. I'm going to drop this in the chat right here so that we know where to look at after we take a look at Homerville. Okay, so let's find the Homerville or Clinch County Police Department. So
You know, you would think a guy who grew up in small town America would be a little more sympathetic or at least empathetic to small town America and not fucking mock it. I'm sure Homerville, Chile. I'm 100% sure that no one in Homerville was eaten by a fucking bear last year. But that shit still goes on in your fucking hometown. Dumb fuck.
Homerville Police Department. Let's see if there's a Facebook page for them first. City of Homerville Police Department. Is that Georgia? Let's take, can you guys see what I'm seeing right here? Let's take a look at the Homerville Police Department Facebook page. Oh my God. Can you even imagine? Can you even imagine? I'm pretty sure that they are getting killed. So this says, if you follow us on our page, I'm begging you to click the Lex link, check out and follow our community. I'm excited about the awesome things we're doing for our community this year. That was January 24th. I just posted the article from John Vibes right there into there. Okay, so there's that. So and let's go down. So City of Homerville, we've updated, made a new Facebook page for the department. Oh, I see. So here's the link to the new page, Chief Mac D. Drury. So this guy got caught stealing, by the way. He got caught stealing. He got caught. So here's the new Facebook page. Let's see. Homerville Police Department. So does this say the official? So they started a new police page.
This guy got caught stealing. How many times you been caught stealing, Chili? Like a fucking week ago, you got caught stealing, you dumb fuck.
But is it? Congratulations, Chief Diction, on graduating chief school. What? On Wednesday night, an officer with the Homerville Police Department conducted a traffic violation. A passenger in the vehicle fled on foot. Officers chased and observed the passenger throw a bag on the ground near the residence. Okay, when do we? So just so you guys know, whether I'm governor of Ohio, California, Alaska, Oregon, wherever I decide to run for governor.
It's our turn to fucking laugh. You ain't running for governor anywhere. Anywhere. You could take that pole-sucking mouth of yours anywhere in the U.S., and that pole-sucking mouth ain't going to get you a governorship anywhere. You ain't got the money to run a campaign. You ain't got the brains to run a campaign. You ain't got the personality to fucking win. What are you going to run for governor every 6 years until you finally win? You can't make the first fucking run, dude. No money, no personality. You, my friend, could not sell an ice cube to a fucking Arab in the middle of the Sahara.
I will end the war on drugs in that state. We will no longer be searching through people's bags for drugs. It has been the biggest boom for authoritarianism, statism, for the police state, prison state, death state. We have got to stop. And so, listen, we can have a good time here, but I want to cover one more thing. There's one more thing that I've got to cover, because I promised my friend today when we talked on the phone, when we were texting back and forth, that I would cover this today. And this is actually a little bit more important. So here are the corporations that are funding Cop City. Here's the corporations. And then so listen, go by Homerville Police Department, go to their new Facebook page and their old Facebook page, and let Chief Drury Mac, let him know you're a scumbag pig, and you've been outed as the scumbag criminal pig you are, like most of the scumbag criminal pigs. So we're not, and then also Clinch County, I put that down in the comment section. So now, and then thank you for your support. I appreciate that, because as far as the governors, there's only 50 of them, and then there's a 51 with the president being executive. Those are the people who sign laws into effect. And so they can also use a lot of executive power that has yet to actually be used properly by the states. And so I don't want to get too far off on a track here. I'm just going to pull up this article. Okay, so this is from the Huffington Post, and this is going to be from several different. They're gonna run, and which, by the way, you know, it needs to be shut down. We need to shut it down. And so the way I'm going to do it is through the legal remedies. And I'm going to show you guys something here. Okay, I've got this here. I'm going to text this over so you guys can take a look at it. More than 20 people from around the country faced domestic terrorism charges Monday, which is absolute. So domestic terrorism, but you know, I'm not a domestic terrorist. I'm for rule of law, but I'm not for a standing militarized police. I'm not for this at all. I don't see how anybody could be for a militarized police base. We already live in a police state. And so the area has become a flashpoint of ongoing conflict between authorities, not left-leaning. Okay, bullshit. Do me a favor real quick. Put a 1 in the chat if you're not left-leaning and you disagree with Cop City. This isn't some left-leaning liberal agenda. I definitely am not.
I dress on the left, but I lean to the right just slightly. I'm for Cop City. I'm for training facilities for police officers. Chille, if you had an agenda to change policing in the United States, you wouldn't fight it. You would try to get involved in it so that your ideas could be implemented. The problem is you don't know how to fucking get anything done.
Not some willy-nilly liberal, not at all. I'm for a strong border. I'm for the taxes in America going to America. I'm for America first. I'm for America being the most successful company there is. Like, I'm for your Second Amendment right. Every single
America's a country, not a company, you dumb fuck. You sob-sided retard.
gun and law is a fallacy. There's no such thing as a gun law. My left-leaning would be that I want a proper social safety net.
There's no such thing as a gun law. Motherfucker, do you not know the amendments? The law, the right to keep and bear arms, that's the fucking law. Douche.
That I want to educate the people who commit crimes. Is that left-leaning or is that right-leaning? Because I want to make them viable members of society once we educate them in the skill sets that they're capable of doing. And the forced incarceration has got to go. The only kind of incarceration there should be is until they learn enough skill sets and enough English, Spanish, or math so that their brain, because they're not criminally insane, they can.
Forced incarceration's got to go. The only incarceration there should be is enough incarceration to educate them. Hey, dumb fuck, most criminals are criminals because they didn't want to get they didn't want to get educated. So instead of getting educated, they got arrested. Because if you don't get educated, it's difficult to make fucking money. And if you can't make fucking money, you got to go out and do illegal shit and steal shit. You dumb fuck. So if they don't want to get educated and your system says they have to get educated, you're going to have to force them to be incarcerated until they're educated. They're going to be in longer under your system than they are now.
Can be fixed. It just pisses me off. I'm sorry. So we have to stop Cop City in Atlanta. We've got to stop it.
A facility where they would educate police officers. Got to stop that, right? Can't have them educated. Can't do that. Wafa is a guy who graduated second from the bottom of his high school class, second worst in his high school class, who then went to college for 5 years and grade. What the fuck are you talking about education for? You're out grifting people out of fucking money running flim flams because you failed to get a fucking proper education that was useful and implementable in the fucking real world. And what did you become? A GHB manufacturer and distributor, which you got a fucking pre-trial plea deal on, which means you had to admit your fucking guilt. Good God. That's how fucking dumb you are.
Has to be stopped by us. We cannot allow them to build a cop city in Atlanta. We simply can't allow it. So, and if we do, we have failed. We have failed every single person beneath us, younger than us. We failed the next generation. Now, my way is not by burning it down. God bless those people who do. I don't think that that's the way I'm going to do it. I'm going to challenge it through the legal system and through suing the entities, which I'm going to show you in a second. But first, let's get to the rest of this article. So flaming, oh, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong page here. Flaming bottles.
Hold the fucking phone. If Chille's whole system depends on winning lawsuits, it's never going to get fucking implemented. We've seen this motherfucker in court. You're just going to keep losing till you win, right, Chille? If you consider death a win, then you're going to keep losing till you fucking win.
And rocks were thrown at officers. Why do they call them officers? How do we know? At Cop City, where a 26-year-old environmental activist, Manuel Esteban Paez Terran, or I'm not going to try it, was shot to death by officers during a raid at a protest in January. I'm so sorry, dude. I'm so sorry.
You mean the dude who was trespassing, living on someone else's private property, refused to remove himself, and shot at the police? Is that the guy you're talking about, Chille? Thank God he's dead. Good fucking riddance.
Oh, they said that an activist attacked them? Who believes that? Put a 1 in the chat if you think they're lying. Put a 1 in the chat if you think they're lying. Almost all 23 people were arrested from states across the United States, like we are, while one is from Canada and another is from France, police said. Police said Monday. Of course, so we have to take their words for it, which is you can't trust anything that the coppers say.
So we should trust people from foreign countries and from outside the state of Georgia who really have no business being there doing the shit that they're doing. They're just there to agitate and cause problems. They're there to attempt to get a payoff to go away. That's it. That's all they're there for. Oh, they're going to build something there? Let's go occupy the space and make them negotiate with us to fucking go away. This is what happens when you don't have a fucking education. You start thinking that doing shit like this is a smart idea. But then the day comes when the fucking law enforcement people show up to round you up, and all of a sudden you realize this plan's got real fucking flaws to it, and we are now fucked. And then you have a dead activist.
You just can't trust anything that they say because they're lying. And we know that they're lying. And so, and then it says now authorities and young people are embroiled in a clash that appears to have little to do with other than high profile conflicts. What a large chunk of poop. What, I mean, this is, look, HuffPost is in on it with them. HuffPost is in on it with them. HuffPost is owned by an oligarch. Protesters who oppose what detractors call Cop City run the gamut from traditional environmentalists to young self-styled anarchists seeking clashes with what they see as unjust. No.
Do you see how these, see this picture right here? He won't show the whole thing. See this picture right here? You see how they're fucking living? These are not productive members of society. These are not people who have jobs. These are bums who are being a fucking nuisance to get paid to go away. That's what they do. That's what this fucking group does.
No. I mean, Listen to Huffington Post, how they frame the people who are against Cop City. Put a 1 in the chat if you're against Cop City. If you're for building a militarized cop city in America, then put a 2. If you're against it, put a 1. I mean, we are all against it. What the is the Huffington Post saying? What are they saying? What are you talking about? It's the same as YouTube. Do you notice if you have too many F words now, your video gets demonetized? Can't say the F word. Cops can murder us in the streets, but you can't say the F word. Whatever you do, don't say the F word because, well, that's just too bad. Look at how they try to frame us. I don't fit in with any of those things. I'm not a self-styled anarchist. I'm for rule of law. I'm not an environmentalist, not at all. I don't think we have any effect on global warming. None. I mean, Defend the Atlanta Forest, a social media site used by members of the movement, said on Monday on Twitter that those arrested were not violent agitators, but peaceful concert goers who were nowhere near the demonstration. A representative of public relations, they could not be after Tortuguita. Tortuguita. That's how you say. I mean, that's not perfect, but that's pretty close. Tortuguita was killed. Demonstrators spread to downtown Atlanta. A police cruiser was set ablaze. Good for them, but I don't endorse it. Rocks were thrown and fireworks were launched at a skyscraper and the houses at the Atlanta Police Foundation. Oh, they weren't burned to the ground. Windows were shattered. The governor declared a state of emergency. I see. So it's all good. It's all good, right? I mean, it doesn't seem like that they want to change a damn thing. So now let me show you guys something. Here's the group of companies, behind every disgusting tyrannical move. Here are the list of companies that are behind building Cop City, the companies who are funding Cop City. This is, everything is brought to you by your sponsor. Here's the sponsors for Cop City right here. Meet the major corporations and the cultural institutions helping build Cop City in Atlanta. Let me see if you guys can see that. Let me open this big so you guys can see it. There it is right there. These are the people who are doing this. In 2021, Little Sister Color Change, 1,400 corporate connections to 22 major police foundations across America. These connections spanned every industry, including telecommunications, real estate, finance, big tech, oil and gas, as well as universities, sports franchises, and cultural institutions. Despite the United States spending upward of $100 billion on policing each year, police foundations act as a back channel for corporate and wealthy interests by funding police even further, adding to already overinflated budgets without required public oversight, approval, or accountability. These foundations fundraise millions each year with little transparency, provide a slush fund for the police. The funding contributes to the police militarization through the purchase of weapons, body armor, and controversial surveillance, such as predictive policing software. There is no clearer examples in this relationship in Atlanta, where a police foundation has pledged to raise $60 million for a Cop City, a training facility that would be built on 85 acres of protected forest land. The training facility will feature a mock village, an emergency vehicle driving. Oh my God, just worse and worse and worse. So here's where it is.
You mean it's worse for the police to get real world training? To have accurate simulations of urban conditions to train in protected forest, because it's going to be developed for anything else. And there won't be a large number of people permanently located there. It's a training facility. It kind of fucking works all around, Chille. You got to start using that fucking brain years that you blew out all over your computer screen earlier, you dumb fuck. All right, so looks like I have to do more business with JP Morgan. To stop at the Waffle House and get more food on the way home from work. Need to buy more from Amazon. Need to do the Chick-fil-A thing. I fly Delta as much as I can when I'm going overseas. I do use UPS. I do visit the Home Depot. I'm glad I'm spending my money with these companies. Thank you.
So
Chille.
there it is right there. You guys want to get a screenshot of that? You have the Atlanta Police Foundation, and then they connect Axon. Remember I told you about Axon? There it is. The body camera.
I need to get a body camera for work. I got to look into getting some Axon gear now. They should be my #1 priority. I need to buy from all these groups. I love these things in the world. Thank you, Chille, for putting that up. Now I know where to focus my dollars when I spend.
That goes back to the cops. Why does the body camera go back? The Waffle House, JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, Amazon, Chick-fil-A, Delta, UPS, Home Depot, Inspire Brands. Is this Penn State? I can't tell. I don't know what this one is either. UPS, whose headquarters.
It's Atlanta, Georgia, you dumb fuck. Why would it be Penn State? You're a fucking jackass.
In Atlanta is committed to creating social. Oh my God. I will never use UPS again. That was the last. I used them today. I will never use them again. Advancing diversity, equity, and inclusion. Keep your buzzwords for someone who buys that crap. It's got to be stopped. It has to be stopped. We have to stop Cop City at all costs. I don't endorse burning it to the ground, but God bless you who do. I can't do that. I have to do it through the legal channels. I can't be what others are. They can't be what I am. We are different. I don't endorse violence. People are going to burn it. They're going to try to protect it. All the coppers are going to try to protect their new militarized police base in America. It's not going to make it. I mean, every single civil liberty group in the United States has got to absolutely sue every single entity, especially at the Atlanta Police Foundation, the Atlanta Fraternal Order of Police. They have to be sued. We have to sue them and sue them and sue them. We can't allow this to happen. We can't allow it. All right. All right. I've been on here for a while. I'm going to get the flock out of here. Do I have to cover anything else? So they're charging those people with domestic terrorism because they don't want domestic terrorists in America. 28 people are being charged with domestic terrorism for trying to stop building more domestic terrorists through the cops in America.
That's where you got it wrong, Chille. The cops aren't the domestic terrorists. And it's a training facility that's being built, you dumb fuck. Of course we don't want domestic terrorists in America. That's why we're trying the 28 people. Stupid. You want to just let them go. Not smart, Chille. Not smart.
America. It's unbelievable to me. It's unbelievable. Clarence in Ashland, and always let's make sure that I want to share I'm so sorry. I want to share just one last thing, and then I'll get out of here. There's just one last thing that I want to share, and then I'll go.
I think this is when he finds out he got blocked by the
I
Sloans.
don't know where she is in here. Oh, between yesterday and today, I guess this woman unfriended me. So yesterday she put up a post that said friended me. Oh, between yesterday and today, I guess this woman unfriended me. Oh, between yesterday and today, I guess this woman unfriended me.
Let's opal Sloan.
Yesterday she put up a post that said that it's been 62 days or 65 days since Lainey Hudson was murdered by Jeff Racer. I saw the post yesterday, so I don't know what happened to it, but justice for Lainey. Jeff Racer killed this girl. He killed her driving 1,000,000 miles an hour down the road.
Oh, bad numbers, all that.
And this girl,
Dude, he's literally sitting there passing out, man.
need more justice for Laney stuff in here.
Sorry, I skipped. It was just a song and pictures of Laney. It's fucking bullshit. Tearjerker crap.
Oh, this is that.
Fun stuff. Names. Dude, he's literally sitting there passing out, man. Report made up numbers.
Physically sick. Clearly, the officer was more worried about putting Clarence on trial in front of the whole community because while he was sitting there struggling for his life, all Officer McCormick wanted to do was tell everyone watching he caught a criminal. This is a prime example of cops who use the badge because it makes them feel powerful and zero remorse for human life. He thinks he did something to be proud of. He thinks he's a big man. He should have never gotten a badge. To Clarence's family, I'm so sorry. To your brother, son, dad, cousin, uncle was taken too soon. I'm sorry. We couldn't depend on local officers who are supposed to protect our community.
I bet you that's a fake Chille account because of the to Clarence's family. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that your brother, son, dad, cousin, uncle. That's how Chille fucking talks. I've never heard anyone talk that way when they're addressing a person to list all the fucking roles possibly held in the familial dynamic. That's a fucking Chille thing. I guarantee that's a sock account for Chille.
So, yeah. So, but I wanted to just, let's see if we can find anything about Jeff Racer Jr. and see if this guy, see if anything is, I don't have anything here. Let's see if we just have anything here. Five days ago, Donna Berner put this up. Let's take a look at what she wrote for Justice for Laney. This is about my granddaughter, Laney. This beats all I'd ever heard. But again, I'm not one bit surprised. Oh, really? I haven't seen this yet. Why is this not being discussed more? Her family deserves it. The name of the deputy that killed was Jeffrey Racer Jr. Okay. Well, I don't want her name to just go away. So, justice for Laney. Justice for Laney. Let's make sure we keep talking about Laney Hudson as long as we can. And Clarence Wilkerson, who was just murdered by the Ashland, Kentucky police. He was healthy when he left, and he died in their custody. And make sure we remind me of that piggy's name. So we're going to call Ashland, Kentucky tomorrow. All right, I'm going to get the flock out of here. Love you guys. Good to see everybody.
Good point, Alshenia, catching the weird capitalization on that. So that's where Chille sits these days. Let me show you real quick if I can find it. The Dummy Kruger, excuse me, presentation of Chille's little ticket. And then I'll remind you that the link for the Dummy Kruger piece on Chille's ticketing and failure to use Teschlines versus Danforth to defend his parking on the side of the highway. The video rundown of that with the receipts is all available by the link I left in the description box to the video Dummy Kruger did, which is a really good video, actually. He's got a good sense of humor. He keeps it on the level. He's got a good tone of voice, good speaking voice. I've been watching Dummy Kruger quite a while, actually, longer than I've been watching this fool Chille. All right. Let's see what we got here.
Is about Tesh Lines versus Danforth. It's all soft sit nonsense. It doesn't say what he purports it to say. Let's really take a look at the case. First, it's important to point out that this wasn't even a criminal case. It was a tort to determine if a driver of the bus was negligent for parking on the shoulder while dropping off a passenger. A car hit the bus while it was parked on the shoulder, resulting in the death of the driver. The lower courts determined the driver was negligent until it made its way to the Supreme Court of Mississippi. And what exactly is a tort? Briefly and generally speaking, the term tort law encompasses legal situations where an individual could be held liable for an injury inflicted upon another person. Tort law cases also involve the injured party seeking compensation for any damages they have experienced, property loss, physical harm, or pain and suffering. Again, not a criminal case, and certainly not one that you would cite during a criminal case. This case involves the proper and permissible interpretation of Section 90, Chapter 200 Laws 1938, known as the Uniform Highway Traffic Regulation Act. It's one single statute out of the entire Uniform Highway Traffic Regulation Act that is actually being challenged here. That statute reads as follows. Upon any highway outside of a business or residence district, no person shall stop, park, or leave standing any vehicle, whether attended or unattended, upon the paved or improved or main traveled part of the highway when it is practical to stop, park, or so leave such vehicle off such part of said highway, but in every event a clear and unobstructed width of at least 20 feet. So that's the meat of the statute. The court then writes, the pavement of the highway was 20 feet wide, and according to overwhelmingly weight of the evidence, the shoulders on each side were about 3.5 feet wide, making a total width of 27 feet. What is this law what the court likes to refer to as absurd? I'm going to use a visual aid in cartoon form to help Herpes Decastro understand what was actually being argued in this case. First, the highway was 20 feet wide, with each shoulder being 3.5 feet for a total width of 27 feet. Now, the bus was approximately 8 feet wide, leaving less than the required 20 feet available for other vehicles to go around the bus, thus making these stops illegal according to the statute. The court also writes, take judicial knowledge of what everyone knows who has been beyond his own door sill, that at least 85% of the public highways of this state are of such width that it is only occasionally possible, and that is often at distant intervals, to stop a vehicle so as to leave as much as 20 feet of unobstructed highway to the side of the vehicle. It is enough to say of this that if such a construction could be sustained and enforced, it would dislocate and put out of business the rural mail delivery service on not less than 75% of the rural routes in the state, and a husband could not pick up his wife trudging homeward from the rural grocery store in the rain, or even to attend to a wounded or sick person found on the roadside. The court is simply pointing out that this law is absurd because 85% of the time you stop, you're going to be in violation of that law.
When you get to the holdings created by those unelected appointed monarchs called Supreme Court justices, what you find that they say is that it doesn't matter where in America you stop, you have an inherent right to stop on any freeway road anywhere that you can stop. Here's what the writing of the holding was, that if you can't stop on the freeway, well, then you really don't have a right to be free in America. Your right to stop is the same as your right to start.
We're going to go over the holding in a moment because it has absolutely nothing to do with stopping anywhere on the highway for any purpose whatsoever. The court writes, the right to travel means, of course, the right to go from one place to another. It includes the right to 1, start, 2, to go forward on the way, and 3, to stop when the traveler's destination has been reached. To speak to the first of these as fundamental rights without including the third would be to descend again into the absurd. And so far as the instant case is concerned, that is what we have here. But we do not limit the right. We affirm that it includes the right to stop on the way temporarily for a legitimate or necessary purpose when the purpose is an immediate incident to travel. So, what is the court saying here? The first sentence is pretty obvious. It would obviously be absurd if you had the right to start without having the right to stop. That doesn't mean that legislation cannot be formed that regulate where and when you can stop on a highway. There is nothing abnormal or absurd about anything found in that sentence. Going down to this section, it includes the right to stop on the way temporarily for a legitimate or necessary purpose, when that purpose is an immediate incident to travel. Now, a legitimate or necessary purpose could be the mail carrier needing to stop to deliver the mail, though we now know the carrier couldn't do that legally on the majority of Mississippi highways. It doesn't say anything about pulling over whenever you'd like to scream at a police officer that has someone pulled over. It's also of note that nowhere in here does it say anything about driving on the highway.
Well, then you really don't have a right to be free in America. Your right to stop is the same as your right to start. And that comes directly from Techline versus Danforth. That's why I told that filthy pig, you're more than welcome to give me a ticket or even to arrest me, and I will sue your ass for a malicious prosecution because I have the trifold in your hand. You can clearly read the holding right there in Techline versus Danforth.
So what does Chille allege is in the holding of this case? He writes, held, the right of a citizen to travel on a public highway equates to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Fact, travel is also the right to stop on the way for a legit or necessary purpose. This is called an incident to travel. Now, what does the holding actually say in this case? It reads, our ruling is that when 20 feet of clearance is impossible, the vehicle shall turn as far to the right as practical, including sound and safe shoulders, but must not stop upon any part of the traveled highway unless and until at least 200 feet clear view is available in each direction from the point where the stop is made, save when the vehicle is disabled, as provided for under Section B, and save further when on account of obstructions or equivalent conditions ahead, it is impossible to proceed so as to leave the 200 feet of clear view. The court continues, we predetermined all other questions raised in this case. Basically, the court is saying we ignored everything else that was said or argued in this case, and we're focused just on this one thing. We have preferred to confine this opinion to the one issue presented by the quoted instruction and the error within. So this whole case ended up being boiled down to the jury instructions that were given during the initial trial. The court writes, the quoted instruction, as may be readily seen, amounts to a peremptory charge in favor of the plaintiff. It tells the jury that if less than 20 feet clearance was left by the bus, this was negligence. The instruction did not permit the jury to say whether it was possible or practical to leave that much, and as a matter of fact, by the overwhelming evidence, as already stated, it was not even possible, much less practical. Back to the holding, and this is absolutely my favorite part, and it must be noted that we have not decided anything about the parking of vehicles or leaving them standing. No matter how many times he pretends to understand this case, in the actual holding itself that he inexplicably leaves off his trifold, the court makes it a point to show this case has absolutely nothing to do with parking on the highway. You dunce cap. If there's something about Maria, Decastro, were to ever be ticketed for parking or stopping illegally on the highway, what would he actually do?
I would gladly pull behind a cop and get arrested and take Virgil's argument to the courtroom and get certiorari and get it to the Supreme Court, where the Supreme Court could then validate Virgil Griffith's words that you have a constitutional right to stop when you travel.
Let's flash back towards the beginning of this video where he had this encounter.
You can try that, but I'm a constitutional law scholar. Techline versus Danforth, 1943. I have every right to stop anywhere I want in the United States of America. And if you do it, I will sue your ass personally for malicious prosecution. That's against my rights.
On August 8 of this year, that same CHP officer filed a direct complaint. And what was the citation, you ask? He was charged with stop, park, or leave vehicle on freeway. On September 28th of this year, he was ordered to pay or appear, which is exactly what Chille wanted. And here was his big opportunity.
And said, I can't believe he put this in here. This is a Mississippi Supreme Court case. You're about to look really stupid.
Look, if you're not subscribed to Dummy Kruger, you're missing a lot. His videos are fucking great. His sense of humor is fantastic, and he's an honest, upright guy. He's another one of the people like Kate that doesn't really talk until he has his receipts all lined up. So give Dummy Kruger a shot. Dummy Kruger, I did not get permission from you to use that. I don't think you will have a problem with me having shown that bit of it because it's been up for a while and got a lot of views on your channel. Congratulations, bro. I want to thank everybody for being with me here today. Give Dummy Kruger a look. Give him a like and a subscribe if you like what you see there. Probably most of you guys are already subscribed with him. But pop over there. Tell him Coded Friend sent you over. Subscribe to him if you're not already subscribed. I am, wow, 3 hours? 3 hours on the dot. I'm cutting this one off here. Got everything done I wanted to get done. And gave Dummy Kruger a little highlight. And made Chille look like the lying sack of shit fool that he is. He does not do what he says he's going to do. And his trifold is bullshit. It's a marketing piece. You're paying for nothing. There's no smarts behind it. All right, we came in with Al Green. Let's stay together. Let's go out with a little Al Green. How about we go out with Tired of Being Alone. I think I want to hear a little Tired of Being Alone. One of my wife and my favorite songs. There we go. There's my folder. Here we go. Little Al Green on the way out. Sleep tight, kids. It's 3 a.m. where I'm at. I'm going to play this tune and go to bed. I might have a little midnight snack before I head to bed. I'll think about it while I listen. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day today. Bye-bye.
I'm so tired of being alone. I'm so tired of on my own. Won't you help me, girl, just as soon as you can? People say that I found a way to make you say that you love me. Hey, baby, you didn't go for that. It's a natural fact that I wanna come back. Show me where it's at, baby. I'm so tired of being alone. I'm so tired of being alone. Won't you help me, girl, soon as you can? I guess you know that I love you so, even though you don't want me no more. Hey, hey, hey. I'm crying tears all through the years. I tell you like it is, honey, love me if you will. Hey, baby, I'm tired of being alone here by myself now. I tell you, I'm tired, baby. I'm tired of being all wrapped up late at night. In my dreams, nobody but you, baby. Sometime I wonder if you love me like you say you do. You see, baby, I've been thinking about it, yeah. And I've been wanting to get next to you, baby. You see, sometimes I fool my arms, I say, oh, oh, baby. Needing you has proven to me to be my greatest dream. Yeah. I'm so tired, baby. So tired. You don't know what I'm talking about.
All right, codedfriend.001 listeners, still 27 of you watching. Go on. Go to bed. I am. Later for you.